Hey, bring it in, everybody. Welcome to your Master Wall Game of the Week right here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Got to thank, of course, it's presented by Glynn Smith, Chevy GMC, Coca-Cola, Kinetic Credit Union, and Jack Hughston Memorial Hospital and Hughston Clinic. Rex Castillo joined by, well, this is a little bit of a homecoming for one Paxton Holloway, a proud graduate, class of 2023. My friend, how excited are you for this home opener for your Knights?
Oh, I'm really looking forward to it. Last game, man, Braxton Wilkinson, the Knights, came out hot. Coming off a pretty down season last year, but already picking it up, looking great.
I mean, look, looking great is putting it a little bit of an understatement. My man Braxton lit up the scoreboard, 5 touchdowns to 5 different wide receivers. And as you mentioned, how many passing yards last game? Somewhere north of 400, right?
North of 400.
And look, this has been last season, as you mentioned, Paxton. It was an uphill battle most of the time. Talking to head coach Emmanuel Brunson, it was a matter of like you're drinking water out of a fire hose on full blast. Things are starting to slow down now. From what you've seen, when this team is starting to click a little bit, they could be a dangerous team, can't they?
Oh, for sure. And coming off that loss last year to Mountain Sales, one point, they're definitely looking to bounce back. They got home opener, student sections here, packed stands. It's going to be a great game. I'm really excited.
Absolutely. Look, it's going to be a rowdy atmosphere for sure. And as Paxton mentioned, they lost to Mount DeSales by 1 point. It was a 7-6 game, kind of an ugly Big Ten game because college football is finally here. But at the same time, this is a game that Coach Brunson said they got away with last season. Now that's the home opener. You get to get this team again, and you have a new offense that apparently likes to break scoreboards left and right. Should be a really exciting game. Any final thoughts before we get this game started here?
Just looking forward to seeing what Calvary's going to do in the trenches. Got a lot of size this year. Haven't had that in the past.
Wow.
Should be a really exciting game. I'm looking forward to it.
Look, when you got size in the trenches and you can do well right there, that changes a whole lot because Braxton has that time. And a guy like Luke Scoggins, what a weapon he has been. Fighting some knee injuries last season and ultimately still was able to fight and become a decent weapon for him. Now he's surrounded by a whole different wide receiver core. Well, for Paxton, I'm Rex, guys. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be back with more from Calvary Christian as they take on Mount DeSales here in a few minutes. We'll see you after the break.
Real recognize real. Real taste, unmistakably Sprite. Real refreshment, crisp lemon lime. Sprite. Obey your thirst.
It's a great day for a new Chevrolet from Glynn Smith in Opelika. Hit the road in a rugged new full-size Chevy Silverado with discounts up to $12,250 off MSRP. New Chevy Traverse, the spacious and comfortable ride with affordable pricing. Now with discounts up to $4,000 off MSRP. People from all over the USA are coming to Glynn Smith Chevrolet. Get ready to drive and get ready to smile.
Even though I'm away at college, Kinetic Credit Union is still the best way for me to stay connected here and at home. With the Kinetic mobile app, I have control of my accounts wherever I go. I can easily transfer money between internal and external accounts, get money faster by setting up recurring transfers, and I can find the nearest ATM or branch right from my phone. Plus, I can add my Kinetic cards to my phone's digital wallet and enjoy quick, secure, contactless payments. By the way, Mom, I need some more money.
Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
And welcome back, everybody, to Georgia Alabama Sports Live here at Calvary Christian School as the Calvary Christian Knights take on Mount DeSales. Of course, we want to remind you that tonight's game is brought to you by Glynn Smith Chevrolet GMC and Opelika, the first and original presenting sponsor of Georgia Alabama Sports Live here. Rex Castillo joined by Paxton Holloway, of course, a proud Calvary Christian grad. As we mentioned in the intro, super excited for this game to kick off. Paxton, last season, let's remind people, this was a one-point game, and well, the Knights have been chomping at the bit to get back on the field to play against this team, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely. And they're just chomping at the bit to keep on racking up wins. That first game blew it out of the water. Mm-hmm. They're looking to repeat that this game. And if their offense can do it, I'm not saying a 404 passing yard night with 5 touchdowns is a regular, but if Braxton could just half that, I think Calvary's going to be in the green here.
You know what? Absolutely. And you did not miss here, Paxton, right there. For over 400 yards passing, 5 touchdowns in the first game alone. Braxton Wilkinson has been an absolute stud to lead things off. Other weapons you got to look out for. Nate Osborne, middle linebacker. He played some quarterback last year. Paxton, this is a guy who has turned into an absolute force, middle linebacker. Put on some weight. What are you looking for from him as well?
See, when I was here, I was watching him as a quarterback, and he's very talented at quarterback. But now that he has put on that muscle, he's put in the work in the weight room, I'm looking for him to dominate at his new position. I guarantee he's chomping at the bit. Now that he's not quarterback, he wants to prove that his position is his and his alone.
So look, yeah, turn in the play calling. Just, you know what, I'm gonna go out and hit people. He had 10 tackles last game, 2 tackles for loss, and multiple pass breakups. We talked to Coach Emmanuel Brunson how important it was to have a quarterback for your offense. When you have a middle linebacker who's the quarterback of your defense leading that, it changes the game completely. Other notes right here. Mount DeSales 3-8 last season. They did lose their first 2 games, so it should be interesting to see them try to bounce back. Always an interesting rivalry game here. Again, a little bit of a rivalry just because it was 7-6 last season, but should be a really, really fun game. A great atmosphere here. Let's take a look at the crowd out here. You see a whole lot of people in black, a whole lot of people cheering. When this place gets going, how special is it, Paxton?
Oh, it's loud. And when the team plays good, it gets even louder. And so I expect it to come out hot tonight and stay hot. There's a sign down here at the student section. If you ain't lit, you can't sit. So, hey.
We didn't make the rules. It was the student section who made the rules. They will be loud and rowdy as well. Now, when you talk about Calvary Christian, obviously some programs come to front of mind already. It is a phenomenal baseball program that Steve Smith has put together. That volleyball program coming along as well. Softball coming along as well. How important would it be for Emmanuel Brunson to help make this a football school as well?
It would just be the cherry on top, really. Calvary, known for a long time as a baseball school and looked at as a baseball school. But now Calvary is starting to become an everything school. And I love that you hit on the new athletic director, Steve Smith, has just completely elevated it, taken Calvary to the next level, and they're looking good everywhere right now. So hopefully they're going to keep that one up.
If you can't tell, the Calvary Christian Knight alum is smiling from ear to ear because he's proud to talk all sports Calvary. Let's see if the football team can keep the good times rolling. Also wanted to give a big shout out to one of our other sponsors. Of course, that's Coca-Cola. Tonight's coverage is brought to you by Coca-Cola, presenting sponsor of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. With deep ties to our schools and strong support for local youth athletics, it was a no-brainer to partner with Coca-Cola, and of course, got to help power us to get through this game tonight. Should be really exciting. We have both teams lining up, getting ready to take the field right here. We were introduced to the starters just a few minutes ago. The Calvary Christian Knights wearing the green helmets, black tops, black uniforms, multiple black cleats on the side. On the other side, Mount DeSales, the Cavaliers wearing their navy helmets, white jerseys, and navy pants. Got back in black, of course, appropriate, with AC/DC blasting through the speakers right now. I can't tell you what, Paxton, I'm just excited for football to be back here in the Chattahoochee Valley. Fall, best time to do this, right?
Absolutely. Fall, football, it's beautiful.
The
weather's great. It might be a little bit cloudy out there. I think rain's holding off, though, until tomorrow. Fingers definitely crossed. But definitely just incredible football weather, incredible football atmosphere. Best time of the year right here.
Amen to that, Paxton. And as he mentioned, yeah, we did see a little sprinkle. Some of the forecasts did call for some isolated showers throughout the Chattahoochee Valley. Hopefully it stays a little bit away. I'm with Paxton on that one because, look, if we have a clear night, that means, Braxton, you have a green light to throw this thing all over the yard and possibly rack up some more passing yards, some more passing touchdowns as well, y'all. We'll got to give a big shout out to some of our other sponsors as well. Kinetic Credit Union, thank you for being a partner with us right here at Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Kinetic Credit Union is proud to champion our local student athletes. We're excited to welcome them as a presenting sponsor of Georgia Alabama Sports Live, supporting high school sports and communities that make them great as well. All right, folks, we're just waiting with anticipation here. A few more minutes until teams take the field. Again, I still love that sign out there that you pointed out, Paxton. If you ain't lit, you can't sit. It's a real simple thing. Got to bring the energy, especially for the home opener tonight. All right, as we get, we're waiting on just the intro here a little bit. Some other notes here. Wanted to talk about this defense. Coach Emmanuel Brunson brought up that they call themselves the Donut Boys because this team loves to throw out some shutouts. As much as the offense likes to light up the scoreboard, when you have a defense full of dogs, Paxton, that's got to motivate the offense to keep lighting up the scoreboard, right?
Oh, absolutely. And offense feeds off of defense. That's a very well-known fact in football. And when your defense is on, everything's on. It seems like everything is clicking. The best offense is a great defense.
Amen.
That's what I've always heard. Defense wins championships. So many sayings about the defense.
Absolutely.
And so Calvary should be taking pride in their defense.
Absolutely. And the funny thing is with Donut Boys, if they get a shutout, they had a couple shutouts in the preseason scrimmages, the coach would say, you know what, we'll get your boys some donuts. Why not? And who doesn't love – look, back in high school, back in the day, you give me a hungry high schooler some donuts, they're going to motivate them to do anything as well. Some other notes here. One thing, Luke Scoggins, he was such a great weapon out there for the Knights last season. He actually played most of the season hurt. He had some bad knee injuries, but he has been an inspiration for a lot of these guys coming up in here. And now Coach Brunson has mentioned that we want to make this season the best for him. When you have a guy, even though things are going the wrong way, but you have a competitor like that, that's got to motivate the team, right, Paxton?
Oh, absolutely. And Luke Scoggins has been doing it for a few years now. Still is pretty young. I believe he's a senior this year.
Right.
But he's been doing this since he was a freshman, since he was a newbie on the team. He's an incredible receiver, and now that he's got a quarterback that is hitting him consistently, weapon.
Dangerous
Absolute weapon.
Indeed. Great point there, Paxton. All right, guys, we do have the captains out there for your coin toss. Number 10, Nick Osborne. Number 66, that is Darnell Hamilton. And number 12, that Nate Stokes. And we have our final captain out there. Looks like it is Braxton Wilson as well. Number 11 out there. Yep, Braxton Wilson. That is the bleach blonde quarterback slinger out there getting ready to maybe see if he can have another bounce back game as well. The white hat, the official, giving the instructions here, heads and tails. We'll see who starts out this game with the ball first. We have a decision. Coin has hit. And looks like the Knights have deferred to the second half. Which means the Mount Sales Cavaliers will start with the ball. All right, so we'll see that vaunted, the Donut Boy defense take the field for the Knights first. Again, as we mentioned, those are some boys who love throwing shutouts, and you know what? Not a bad reward if you get a shutout and get a nice, fresh baker's dozen of hot donuts right there. All right, folks. Captains are now heading back to their teams, and in just a few more moments, they'll be taking the field. Oh, quick break. More from the game of the week between Calvary Christian and Mount Sales Cavaliers. We'll be back in just a few moments right here at Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Welcome back, everybody, to Calvary Christian here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Rex Castillo joined by Paxton Holloway, of course, a graduate of Calvary Christian from the class of 2023. Got to give a big shout out to Hughston Clinic. Tonight's coverage is brought to you by Hughston Clinic, a presenting sponsor on Georgia Alabama Sports Live of world-class orthopedic care, right here at home. And if you're just joining us now, the Calvary Christian Knights did win the toss. They have deferred to the second half, so that means Mount DeSales offense will take the field first. That vaunted Donut Boy defense taking the field first for the Calvary Christian Knights. Paxton, as we mentioned, Nate Osborne, a dangerous middle linebacker who has become a tackling machine out there for the Knights. And you mentioned you have a great middle linebacker. That changes the way your defense looks, right?
Absolutely. Strong defensive players, being able to get to the quarterback, being able to really have eyes on the QB at all times. Huge deal. Huge deal for our defense.
Absolutely huge deal. He also played a little bit of quarterback last season. He is a full-time middle linebacker this time around, probably, but he's one of those guys who probably can put him anywhere. He'll be a competitor either way. Oh, folks, here we go. Student section is standing up because the rules are if you ain't lit, you can't sit. The student section, of course, all in black. It is a blackout here at Calvary Christian. Calvary looking to bounce back, get back in the win column 2-0. And Mount DeSales looking to get back into the win column for the first time this season. We got a drum roll. We got excited fans in the crowd on both sidelines. Here we go, folks. Toe, will meet leather, and we are underway. Ball is fielded at the 10-yard line. Guns making some moves up the sideline. Good return there by number 19, Marcus Wilson, a junior running back and defensive back. And Mount DeSales will take the field first with their offense right about the 35-yard line. Again, folks, look out for Nate Osborne, a key player from head coach Emmanuel Brunson. That would be number 10, also a captain this year. First down and 10. Here comes the first offensive drive for the Cavaliers. Big formation. Right there, number 3, Xavier Desher, taking the snap. Fakes the handoff, rolls to his left, looking for a man downfield, but decides to call his own number. Gets about 7 yards before pushed out of bounds. 2nd and 3 coming up for the Cavs. This will be an interesting dynamic here, Paxton, when you have a dual threat quarterback like this, whether he could run or throw. It's going to be a big test for the Donut Boys if they can stay disciplined here.
Absolutely, and the most important thing to do is just keep your eyes on that QB. Watch what he's doing. Watch that first step.
There you go. Looks like about 2nd and 6 now for the Cavaliers. Here comes snap. Handoff right here. But here comes the defense, swarming all over there. Number 19 brought down Marcus Wilson in the backfield. Big statement there for the Cavaliers, for the Calvary Christian defense right there. And again, that intensity already showcasing itself right here, Paxton. Impressive stop, all ready to start things off.
Oh, yeah.
So now it's going to be 3rd and a little bit longer than expected for Mount DeSales. Two wide receivers out to Deshaziers right and left, getting the signals in from the sideline. 3rd and 14 on the scoreboard here. One running back to his now his right. Signals coming in with a little bit of confusion here. And now everyone is lined up. Snap is away. Hand off to big number 19. Once again, Wilson, he's brought down at the line, and looks like a 3 and out for the Knights defense to start things off.
And Rex, we were talking a lot about the defense there, and they're worth the hype. They just got a 3 and out first series. That's exactly what Calvary was looking for there.
Okay, Paxton brought it up as well. Great showing for the defense, but we do look like we have a player down right now. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back right here at Georgia Alabama Sports Live from Calvary Christian School.
At Jack Hughston Memorial Hospital, our focus is you. Even though we performed more than 1,300 joint replacements last year, we treat you like you are our only patient. Your surgeon explains your joint replacement, so nothing is a surprise. Our team knows your treatment plan, and we work together to get you back on your feet again. That's why our hospital is recognized year after year as a leader in patient satisfaction and quality of care. Jack Hughston Memorial Hospital. Excellence, always.
Welcome back here to Georgia Alabama Sports Live, folks. Rex Castillo, Paxton Holloway, joining you from Calvary Christian School as Mount DeSales and Calvary Christian Lockhorns here in the home opener for the Knights. And what a showing for the Calvary Christian defense here. 3 and out to start things off. Paxton, as we mentioned, what a great showing. We've been talking about the defense. They lived up to the hype in that drive, didn't they?
Absolutely. Blew up 2 plays there. Get great stops.
Oh, a little trouble here on the punt, but the punt is away. A little bit of a short kick just past the Calvary 40 line, but it takes a good amount to Sales. Bounce here will roll to about the 30-yard line, just past it. And that is where Calvary Christian will start their first offensive drive of this game. 9:45 left here in the first quarter. Nothing. Your Calvary Christian Knights will be going from right to left on your screen. And Paxton, this is the first time we get to see the dangerous quarterback, Braxton Wilkinson, take the field. 5 touchdowns, over 400 yards of passing offense last game. How excited are you to see what this offense can do now?
I mean, we can't stop talking about that past performance in that first game. I mean, when you have something like that, how can you not stop talking about it? But that's last game. This is this game. He's got to try to replicate it.
Great point there, my friend. We got to turn the page here to this new game because it's still 0-0 on the scoreboard. 9:45 left here in the first quarter. Paxton and the offense getting their signals. 3 wide receivers to his left, running back to his left as well. Final signals being taken. And looks like we have a flag on the play. Let's get the official call from the White Hat. Looks like false start on the Knights. Not exactly the direction you want to go. Maybe a little bit of the jitters because it is the first home game here at Paxton, because this crowd super excited to see what this version of the Knights can do.
And I think the team is very excited as well. They're definitely amped. Just a little bit of movement there on the line, but they'll get it figured out pretty quick.
All right. 1st and 15 for the Knights. Wilkinson gets a signal. Standing in the shotgun. Snaps away. Looking real quick. Pass is away. And this man just shoved off 3 tackles, but eventually brought down. And this is the one thing about this Calvary Christian Knights defense. That is number 3, Jamar Williams on the catch right there. Luke Scoggins has been a dominant weapon, but it's not just him anymore, Paxton. A whole host of wide receivers ready to make plays. How important is that for this offense?
That's very important because you can't just hone in on one guy anymore. You've got to really watch the entire. That opens up a lot more on the offense. 2nd
and 15 now. Knights back in that shotgun formation. Wilkinson gets the signal. Snap is away. 9:07 left here in the first quarter. Rolls to his right. Finds, in and out of the hands of Ja'Carry Harris right there. Had plenty of space, but that is now 3rd down and long. Now a little bit of jitters here. Not exactly the start you wanted, but still, you're seeing them find the rhythm at home. And as you know, you got to settle the nerves down a little bit here. Hey, folks, we also want to give a big shout out to Kinetic Credit Union, a proud champion of our local student athletes. We're excited to welcome them as a presenting sponsor of Georgia Alabama Sports Live, supporting high school sports and communities that make them Georgia. 9 minutes left here in the first quarter. Here come the Calvary Christian Knights on 3rd and long. Wilkinson in the shotgun one more time. Snap is away. Looking for a weapon here. Going to Luke Scoggins at almost at the 50-yard line, but sails over his head. So the first drive for the Calvary Christian Knights is also a 3 and out. But again, Luke Scoggins, that is a guy who has been a dominant weapon all these years here at Calvary Christian, because back as you mentioned, he's been doing this since he was a freshman.
Absolutely, and that one was just a little bit overthrown. I think you can blame that one on the jitters that we were just talking about that just happened on that false start. But like I said, I believe Calvary's going to get that figured out, and so is Mountain Sales.
Mountain Sales definitely will have a chance. Their offense will get a chance to get back on the field here. It is 4th and long, and here come the Calvary Christian Knights ready to kick this one away. Another flag on the play here. Let's get the call from White. It looks like a legal substitution on the Knights as well. So this punt, they're going to move them back just a little. .8:55 left here in the first quarter. Here comes the snap. Ball is away. Decent height on this one, but it will be fielded. 2 Cavs get it at the 50-yard line, but here come the Cavs. Great return here by number 7. That is number Bryson Harrell, sophomore. Brings it deep inside Calvary Christian territory. A great position to set up here at 8:42 left here in the first quarter.
At Jack Hughston Memorial Hospital, our focus is you. Even though we performed more than 1,300 joint replacements last year, we treat you like you are our only patient. Your surgeon explains your joint replacement, so nothing is a surprise. Our team knows your treatment plan, and we work together to get you back on your feet again. That's why our hospital is recognized year after year as a leader in patient satisfaction and quality of care. Jack Hughston Memorial.
To Georgia Alabama Sports Live as Mount DeSales is on the move. Big breakout here for number 14. Looks like Jackson Rowley, the senior, the running back, gets the first down and more for Mount DeSales with 8:30 left here in the first quarter. Big test, Paxton, for this donut boy defense. Let's see if they can stand up here.
For sure. Mount DeSales started out with great field position there, looking to capitalize.
Absolutely great field position here. Here come the Cavs once again. 8:13 left here in the first quarter. DeShazier gets the snap, decides to call his own number, goes up the gut, met by a host of Knights, but he's still moving forward, and eventually the play is whistled dead. Looks like they're inside the 5-yard line. A big test here. Second down and goal for Mount DeSales as the Cavs look to get on the scoreboard first. Hey, look, this is part of bend, don't break right here, Paxton. Can they get another big stop? They had big stop on that first Cavs drive.
For sure, that's exactly what they're looking for, but with this dual threat ability of Mount DeSales quarterback, there's no telling what they're going to do here.
Absolutely, that dangerous dual threat quarterback there for the Cavs. 7:30 left here in the first quarter. Another self-called number here by DeShazier. Stood up here by a host of Knights once again. Third down and goal looks like for the Cavs. As you mentioned, bend, do not break here, Paxton. If they can get a stop here, keep them out of the end zone, that's got to be a big statement as well.
Oh, absolutely. That would be a huge momentum builder for Calvary, especially with that great field position that we mentioned just a second ago. Calvary looking to just hold tight.
Yeah, hold tight here. Let's see if they can do it. Clock is now at 7:03 left here in the first quarter. DeShazier gets the signal from the sideline. All right, the play is in now. Third and goal. Can the Cavs punch this one in? Snap is away. DeShazier decides to throw it, and right at the end zone. And it looks like the official, it was close at the close. He dove for the pylon, but the officials say he is just short. And Alan Rexdale was the player to keep it in. It's fourth and short, and here come the Cavs already lining up. Big formation here for DeShazier. Snap is away. And here comes the shot. Does it look like? Cavs say they got it, and the officials say the Cavaliers are in the end zone. Mount DeSales gets on the board first. Paxton, what they got the touchdown here, but they definitely had to earn it. Now can Cavalry bounce back? What do you think?
I think this is just first quarter jitters for the Knights, but Mount DeSales capitalizes on that short punt, great field position, and did exactly what they needed to do.
Did not waste the opportunity as well. 6:22 left here in the first quarter. Great touchdown run, a sneak there by Xavier DeSazier, the junior quarterback. Landon Foley, senior kicker, trying to add the extra point. It is up and true, so Mount DeSales takes the early 7-0 lead with 6:22 left here in the first quarter. We're going to take a quick break here at Georgia Alabama Sports Live from Calvary Christian as Mount DeSales leads 7-0. We'll see you after the break.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long distance love. For the farsighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
I'm always on the go. But with the Kinetic Credit Union app, Kinetic is always with me. The Kinetic mobile app is virtual banking at its best. With the Kinetic mobile app, I can easily send and receive money, make a deposit, pay some bills, and I can even open up a new account, all from my phone. And I can monitor all my accounts in one place, all on the go. The Kinetic mobile app, energized banking at its best.
Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
Back here to Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Rex Castillo, Paxton Holloway joining you from Calvary Christian School. Mount DeSales just took the early 7-0 lead with 6:22 left here in the first quarter. The Cavaliers took advantage of a short field, and quarterback Xavier DeShazier punched in. This kickoff is away in the end zone for a touchback. Calvary Christian will start this drive at the 20-yard line. So Paxton, again, Mount DeSales did their job, took a short punt in, created a short field for them, and that was a brutal, just nothing too fancy here, just runs up the cut for the Cavs for their first touchdown. How do you think Calvary's going to bounce back?
I think Braxton Wilkinson, he's definitely looking to bounce back. Just missed Luke Scoggins on a deep throw. But I do want to credit the QB sneak, the tush push. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's my stance.
Yeah, you know what? I agree with you, my friend. If you want to stop it, then figure out a way to stop it indeed. 6:22 left here, and here comes Calvary on their offense. Bracken Wilkinson takes the snap, fakes the handoff. Oh no, folks, it's a handoff there looks like to number 12, Nate Stokes. He was a middle linebacker. He makes his bread on the defensive side, but once again, he's a guy, you put him in, he'll find a way to make a play. Second down and medium here, about 5 here for the Calvary Christian Knights. Hey, look, folks, we're 6 minutes into this first quarter, but come halftime, you want to stick around here at Georgia Alabama Sports Live for the halftime update show with Richard Holdridge. You don't want to miss that. We'll recap action from here. Snap is away. Wilkinson looks like a wild snap, but great heads-up play there by Stokes. Wait a minute. Looks like it might have hit the ground. Well, the Cavs say they have it, but the official says that Stokes was able to wrangle in that wild snap and bring it down. Great heads-up play by Stokes. Conference here, 5:25 left here in the first quarter. All right, Paxton, those jitters still here. Great heads-up play by Stokes to bring that in, because that could have turned into a disaster quickly. All right, just over 5 minutes left here. Third down now. This vaunted Calvary Christian offense still trying to find its legs here. Still, they have plenty of weapons here. Braxton Wilkinson, a dangerous quarterback, over 400 yards last game. But, Paxton, as you mentioned, we got to figure out what he can do this game.
Oh, absolutely, and that's got to be looming on the back of his mind as well.
All right, signal comes in. Stokes goes from left to right. Snap is away. Here comes a little bit of pressure. And Wilkinson brought down by 3 Cavaliers. That'll be 4th down now for the Calvary Christian Knights. Another 3 and out as Mount DeSales making a big total. 4:26 left here in the first quarter. Not the way they wanted to script this up, Paxton, but again, still plenty of time left in this one.
Absolutely, it's still first quarter, but Mount DeSales, their defense just looking really sharp right now. I'm very impressed by this defense.
Definitely a bunch of dogs right there for Mount DeSales, making some big plays, and so far, this Calvary Christian offense kind of stubbing their toes, so this punt is away. High punt here. It'll make it to about the 45-yard line, and it'll be a fair catch there by Bryson Harrell, sophomore defensive back and wide receiver. And Mount DeSales will take over for their 3rd offensive drive of the game. You're watching us here at Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We're back right after this.
Imagine making your dreams a reality, achieving your goals and aspirations, and having a financial partner that understands your dreams never sleep. At Kinetic Credit Union, we're more than just a bank. We're 40,000 members strong, with local service, personal connections, and a nationwide network. Leading-edge technology to help you make financial decisions easier, smarter, and safer. We are Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
Georgia Alabama Sports Live here, folks. After the second drive for the Calvary Christian Knights was another 3 and out. Mount DeSales back on the move. Here comes number 7, Bryson Harrell, to the left side, looking to eat up a bunch of turf. Big time hit there for the Calvary Christian defense. He stood up about 5 yards after a run. Great run here, but what a hit there by Calvary Christian. Paxton, that's a little bit of the defense showing their aggression here, because Mount DeSales' defense has done a great job. Calvary Christian not lying down on this one either.
Absolutely. That was just laying the wood right there, plain and simple.
Plain and simple, my friend. 3:28 left here in the first quarter. Mount DeSales facing a 2nd and medium here. Xavier DeShazier, great job at the quarterback. He scored the first touchdown for Mount DeSales in this game with a tush push. Well, on 4th and short. Let's see what Mount DeSales has here. 3:10 left here in the first quarter. Snap is away. Another hand up. Oh, double reverse here, and it looks like once again Bryson Harrell gets the ball again, has first down and more, shoves off one defender, and eats up all kinds of turf to the 30-yard line. First down, Mount DeSales. tricky thing here about that kind of offense here, Paxton. You got to pay attention to all kinds of misdirection here. That's one thing Mount DeSales trying to get more momentum. A flag on the play here. Let's see if this one's coming back. Officials gathering here to discuss all the infractions on the play. We had a flag on the play on this one. Mount DeSales with this early 7-0 lead again. It was the quarterback Xavier DeShazier who scored first for Mount DeSales. All right, it looks like it's a foul against the Knights, so that means even more free yards for the Mount DeSales Cavaliers. Back again inside the 20-yard line, back deep inside Calvary Christian territory. 2:39 left here in the first quarter. Last time they were up here, Paxton, it was nothing but simple, brutal runs. Let's see if they repeat that one. And official timeout here. Hey, folks, stick around to the end of the game. We're going to name our Alex Quinney All-State Good Hands Player of the Game. We're going to see who's going to stand out on this one. Of course, you're watching us right here at Georgia Alabama Sports Live. A quick timeout for both teams. We'll take a timeout with them. We'll be back right after this break.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long-distance love. For the far-sighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
Hey folks, welcome back here to Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Of course, you're watching us right here from Calvary Christian as Mount DeSales takes on the hometown Calvary Christian Knights. Mount DeSales already deep in Calvary Christian territory with 2:39 left here in the first quarter. They're up 7-0. Can they double that lead? DeShazier takes a snap, but we already have whistles on the play, a flag on the play. We're going to head down to the officials to see what the infraction is. Illegal substitution on the Knights again. So that means more yards for the Cavs. Paxton, this is one thing that the Knights can't do. They can't give up these free yards. I know it's a little bit of jitters, but got to clean up. Still early in the game, though. Plenty of time to clean it up, right?
Absolutely, and penalties are your worst enemy. Worst enemy of a defense. You do not want to give up free yards.
All right, folks, here we go. DeShazier gets the snap again. Handoff once again to Bryson Harrell. This man has three rushes here. Also returned the kickoff, or returned the punt for great yards. He has been a dangerous weapon on this drive.
Absolutely, and right now Calvary is just kind of clueless as to where the ball's going. They're running it. They have pulled out trick plays. They've pulled out tush pushes. They are just pounding the ball right now. That defense has got to figure it out.
You're absolutely right, my friend. That misdirection, the tush push, all of it working right now for Mount DeSales. 2 minutes left here in the first quarter. They're knocking on the door yet again. All right, DeShazier, the man who scored the first touchdown of this game. Lines up to take a snap. Snap is away. Calls his own number yet again. Eats up all kinds of yards, but a host of Knights brings him down. Well, he was trying to get 2 touchdowns here in the first quarter, but a great stop here by the Calvary Christian Knights. 3rd down and short. Oh, look, Darnell Hamilton was the man to bring him down, but excuse me, 1st down for the Cavs, once again inside that 5-yard line. Again, DeShazier was the man who scored last time. He's a big quarterback, big, dangerous weapon, fast to see if he can punch it in for the Cavs one more time. 1:35 left here in the first quarter. In that shotgun formation, DeShazier, snap is away. Does he hand it off? Nope. Looks like he's going to run, but reels back. Here comes pressure from the Calvary Knights defense. Ball is away and just out of the reach of Bryson Harrell yet again. And And there's our guy, Nate Osborne, the captain, middle linebacker, running back, put him anywhere. But this is where he's made his bread as a middle linebacker. 10 tackles, almost a tackle for loss there, Paxton. This is the kind of pressure they're trying to dial up, right?
Absolutely, and that was great for the Calvary defense to really get in there and put pressure on the QB there. Haven't been doing a whole lot of that, but definitely looking to do that more.
All the momentum on the Mount Sales side. Looks like finally something goes Calvary Christian's way. 1:19 left, though, in this first quarter. Substitution here for the Cavs. Shazier and the offense getting the signals from their sideline. Looks like he's got it. 1:19 left here. It is second down and goal for Mount DeSales. Snap is away. This time, another handoff to Jackson Raleigh. He's in. Once again, the Cavs find pay dirt, make it 13-0 for Mount DeSales. Early, great start for the Cavs, but Calvary Christian reeling at this point. 13-0 in favor of the Cavs. It hasn't been fancy here, Paxton. It has been old school smash mouth football to get these 2 touchdowns.
Exactly, and smash mouth football is the perfect term to use. I mean, that is what they're doing. They are just running it right down the throat of the Calvary defense. Calvary is definitely going to have to figure something out to fix that.
All right, looks like we got a little bit of a trick play here, looked like they were going for a unique 2-point try here, but DeShazier goes to the sideline real quick. Here comes number 26, that'd be Landon Foley. Kicked an excellent first extra point in the first half, first try, and puts another one through the uprights. Make that 14-0 Mount DeSales over Calvary Christian. A great start for the Cavs in this one. They lead it 2 touchdowns to none with 1:13 left here in the first quarter. We'll be back right here at Georgia Alabama Sports Live after this break.
Imagine a life-changing injury. Imagine the fear and unknown. The Hughston Clinic Sports Medicine Team, the only physicians in the area with advanced certification in orthopedic sports medicine, treats sports injuries with innovative techniques. The Hughston Clinic has helped nearly 1 million athletes live without pain. Imagine getting back in the game. Imagine the best game of your life. The Hughston Clinic Sports Medicine Team.
And welcome back here to Calvary Christian School, folks. Rex Castillo, Paxton Holloway joining you from the booth at Georgia Alabama Sports Live. It has been all Cavaliers so far, Paxton. 14-0 with 1:13 left here in the first quarter. It hasn't been fancy. It hasn't been through the air. It's been old school smash mouth football, right?
Absolutely, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, I said that with the tush push, but with the running in general, with the mixed direction, they're figuring something out. They know what works. They're going to keep doing it.
Like you said, my friend, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's still true now. All right. Knights looking to bring this one back, and it will be another touchback. So the Knights will start here at the 20-yard line. Well, folks, Braxton Wilkinson had an impressive first game. 5 touchdowns to 5 different wide receivers and over 400 yards passing. But Paxton, that has not been the case so far. Got to give credit to this Mount DeSales defense, figuring out how to get good pressure on this Knights offense.
Yeah, and for them just to shut down Braxton Wilkinson right now is a very impressive feat. But I don't expect that to last very long. I feel like Calvary is just one breakout play away from really getting their footing here in this game.
It could only take one play. You're right, absolutely, my friend, especially with as many weapons as they have on this offense. Looks like we have an officials timeout here. We figure things out. Looks like we got a. Well, folks, we also wanted to give a huge shout out to tonight's coverage is brought to you by the Hughston Clinic, a presenting sponsor on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. World-class orthopedic care right here at home. All right, here we go. Looks like we got things figured out. 1:13 left here in the first quarter. Knights start here on their own 20-yard line. Wilkinson, snap is away. It's a quick handoff. This time, Luke Scoggins, the senior. Great reception right there on the quick slant, and the man will not go down easily. A great 7 to 8 yard gain there for the Knights. They're moving towards the second and short here. 11 yards, so it is a first down for the Knights with 1:02 left here. Again, Paxton, as you mentioned, this could be a couple easy plays. Don't have to go for something fancy. Just get a completion and get those chains moving.
Exactly, and a slant to your senior receiver, your veteran, and Luke Scoggins. That's probably the best way to do it here.
Hey, great call there. Just over a minute left here in the first quarter. Wilkinson, this time it's a handoff. And Osborne's got some daylight. Runs over one defender, dragging him for another 5 to 10 yards. Big first down for the Knights. They're set up on the Mount DeSales 45-yard line. And Once again, back to the line again. Substitutions being made for Mount DeSales. Here we go. Back-to-back first downs. Could Calvary find their footing now? 53 seconds left here in the first quarter. Signals being sent off here. Wilkinson telling his wide receivers and his linemen and his line to line up here. We'll get the balls situated here. All right, Knights for the first time inside Mount DeSales territory. 53 seconds left here on the clock. In that shotgun formation, 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Wilkinson. Snap is away. Here comes the pressure from Mount DeSales. Where's it back? Finds Luke Scoggins this time through his hands. So it'll be 2nd down and 10. That's something you don't see every day, Paxton. A ball go through Luke Scoggins' hands. But as you mentioned, the senior, a reliable weapon for the Knights.
Yeah, and that's very unusual for him to drop one. You're completely right. But Wilkinson just kind of threw a rocket to him right there. He launched that one.
Hey, look, you got to throw it pretty hard here, especially the way this Cavaliers defense is flying around. They've caused a lot of headaches, a lot of pressure here. This is the first drive. The Knights have not gone 3 and out. Finally, Mount DeSales territory for the first time. All right, folks, 30 seconds left here in the first quarter. Here comes a receiver in motion. Wilkinson, 2 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. Looking to the snap. Makes a last-minute adjustment here. Snap is away. Wilkinson rears back. Finds a wide receiver. It was intended for number 3, Jamar Williams. That's the 2nd drop pass. Now 3rd and long. Maybe this is a situation here. We got some good momentum going, but you don't want to force the action, right, Paxton?
Yeah, you don't want to force it at all. And that looked like another pretty fumbled snap there. Had a little bit of trouble there, did Wilkinson. So just throwing him off his tempo a little bit. It's the little things that they got to get right in order to really put together the bigger picture.
Hey, couldn't have said it better myself, my friend. Devil's in the details. 18 seconds left here. 3rd and long for the Knights. Had a big run from Nate Osborne to get them in this position. Can they get more yards and get deeper into Mount DeSales territory? Wilkinson. Snap is away. 3 receivers to his right. Quick pass this time. Looks like number 5. That'd be Jakari Harris. Snap. Shows off 1 defender. First down and more. And once again, it's the 3rd first down for the Knights on this drive, marching as we have 6 seconds left here in the first quarter. He got out of bounds. Looks like the clock will stop. And the Knights still have their foot on the gas. First down yet again for the Knights. Paxton, as you mentioned, again, took 1 play. Here we go. The momentum is going. And it's clear here the Knights want to go fast. But they're stopped by the clock. At the end of the first quarter, Mount DeSales has that early 14-0 lead. Folks, we'll be back here with more action from the second quarter. You're watching Georgia Alabama Sports Live here. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back right after this.
Imagine a life-changing injury. Imagine the fear and unknown. The Hughston Clinic Sports Medicine Team, the only physicians in the area with advanced certification in orthopedic sports medicine, treats sports injuries with innovative techniques. The Hughston Clinic has helped nearly 1 million athletes live without pain. Imagine getting back in the game. Imagine the best game of your life. The Hughston Clinic Sports Medicine Team.
Even though I'm away at college, Kinetic Credit Union is still the best way for me to stay connected here and at home. With the Kinetic mobile app, I have control of my accounts wherever I go. I can easily transfer money between internal and external accounts, get money faster by setting up recurring transfers, and I can find the nearest ATM or branch right from my phone. Plus, I can add my Kinetic cards to my phone's digital wallet and enjoy quick, secure, contactless payments. By the way, Mom, I need some more money.
Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
And welcome back, everybody. Second quarter underway here as going at it here at Calvary Christian School. Mount DeSales leading 14-0. Smash mouth football for the Cavs. 2 rushing touchdowns got them this lead. And Wilkinson got 1 defender to jump. So offsides on Mount DeSales.
And this is exactly what Calvary was looking for here that we've been talking about. Just that 1 spark on offense to get going. And they've put together a few good drives here. So looking to keep that going. Did switch sides of the field, so maybe that'll play in their favor.
Hey, you're right, absolutely, Paxton. Knights going left to right in this second quarter on your screen here. Braxton back under center. He's a dangerous weapon. Dodges one man, dodges another, carries another one with him. First down and more. The human joystick is a dangerous weapon, and Emmanuel Brunson said this man is a threat to score every time he touches the ball. Paxton, what an incredible electric player for the Knights right there. First down and goal looks like for the Knights. And if you're new to Calvary Christian football, Paxton, number one is a guy who's a dangerous weapon every time he touches the ball.
Oh, for sure. Multiple time Kinetic Credit Union Scholar Athlete of the Week here at Calvary. Looking to just keep his success going.
Handoff to Osborne here with 11:30 left here in the second quarter. Gets close to that first down marker. Looks to be second and short as the Knights looks like they're finally knocking on the door for the first time this game. As Paxton mentioned, it was that one spark to keep the momentum going. Braxton Wilkinson. Excuse me, folks. That was Nate Stokes on the run right there. So second down and 4. Shout out to Riley, our great producer here, correcting the play-by-play guy. Braxton Wilkinson back in that shotgun. 11:30 left here in the second quarter. Giving the last second adjustments here. One receiver in motion now. Handoff. Once again, upended. It looks like that was Stokes yet again. And here we go. First and goal now for the Knights. Can they punch this one in? There are 17 left here in the second quarter. Paxton, do they go old school smash mouth football just like Mount DeSales did on this end?
I feel like it would be the smart thing to do, but you never know.
Never know with this dangerous offense. Wilkinson takes a snap. Stokes walks in for the first time for the Knights as they're finally on the board. 11:06 left here in the second quarter, and Knights finally score in front of their home crowd.
And that was exactly what Calvary needed there. They needed to get on the board here, start pressuring that Mount DeSales offense and defense, get them knowing, hey, we're here too. We can score too. We can run it down your throat. And so I feel like this is where it starts. This is where that back and forth action starts going. We're in for a treat. Here
we go, folks. It could be a back and forth fight. Yeah, you're right. This is not a team that's going to lie down after being scored on first. So Knights getting on the board. Here comes the extra point. We have a flag on the play here. Or nope. Let's see what the laundry is all about here, folks. Encroachment on the defense, so that means our offsides on the Mount DeSales defense on that side, so that means extra point is good. So Calvary Christian finally on the board, but Mount DeSales still leads this one 14-7. As Paxton mentioned, Calvary Christian wants to make sure that they're here. They're not going to lie down. So as you mentioned, my friend, we could be in for a great treat tonight.
For sure, and losing to this Mount DeSales team last year by so little, by just that one single point, I feel like there's an itch there for the Knights to get back on them. They've probably been waiting for this all year since that last game, and they responded. They just punched one in here, and they're looking to do more of that.
And you know what? An excellent point here. Calvary Christian has already scored more points in this game than they did last year against Mount DeSales. A different kind of game than it was last year. It was probably pretty ugly, a drag-out fight, 7-6 win for the Cavaliers last season. But as you mentioned, Paxton, there's a little bit of an itch to get some get back here. Can Calvary Christian, though, capitalize? Because now Mount DeSales, who's already got 2 touchdowns here, 2 rushing touchdowns, been very effective on the ground. Calvary Christian will kick this one off. All right, this time Mount DeSales will go right to left on your screen. 2 players back there for the Cavaliers to return this one. 11:06 left here in the second quarter. All right, drum rolls away. And the Cavaliers will get the ball for the first time in this second quarter. And And the Cavs will let this one roll into the end zone for a touchback, so Mount DeSales will start at the 20-yard line. Hey, folks, we know we have all the great action right here, but when halftime rolls around, it's going to be even more action to recap. We'll have the halftime update show with Richard Holdridge, presented by the Beck Center. You got to stick around as Richard recaps all the action from the Beck Center. We want to give a big shout-out to them for partnering with us right here at Georgia Alabama Sports Live. You think we're busy up here in the booth? Our guy Richard Holdridge is going to be busy back there as well, recapping all the action from around the area. That's coming up at halftime. All right, folks, so here we go. 11:06 left here in the second quarter. Mount DeSales up 14-7. This is the first time the offense will have the ball in this quarter. Paxton, it was all offense on the ground. This was just smash mouth football here. Can the Cavaliers do it one more time? They'll start at their own 20-yard line.
For sure, and I look for them to mix in a little bit of passing plays here in this second quarter.
Well, first off, it's a handoff right there. Number 19, Marcus Wilson, gets away from one defender, and he's met by a host of Cavaliers at the line of scrimmage this time. Second down and still long with 10:53 left here in the second quarter. Now, this is one impressive thing about the Knights. While one guy misses, no one else gives up on the play. Everyone starts to swarm a little bit, and that's going to be needed, especially as the Cavaliers have had so much success on the ground.
You're absolutely correct, and with Mount DeSales just amazing rushing right now.
Absolutely.
Nothing is being done about it. They're breaking tackles right now, so that swarm mentality is going to come in handy for the Knights.
All right, second down and long still. 10:22 left here in the second quarter. Xavier DeShazier already has a touchdown in this game. Snap. Oh, faked me out a little bit. I won't lie, guys. Another handoff right there to number 19, Marcus Wilson. Wilson has success on the right side, still fighting for a little bit more, but 2 or 3 Knights have to take him down, swarming once again. Relentless rushing attack here by the Cavaliers here at Paxton. Like, this is just, again, body punch, kind of, to use a boxing term here. Got to be careful for that haymaker.
Absolutely. You got to give credit to the big boys up front. That offensive line opening up holes for this running attack that Mount DeSales is putting on Calvary.
Hey, look, got to give love to the trenches here because, again, a lot of guys on the offensive line and that D-line, that's where a lot of the dirty work is done. 9:40 left here in the second quarter. 14-7 is the Mount DeSales lead, looking to now play a little bit more of clock control. They're controlling the pace here as Calvary wanted to go fast-paced. Mount DeSales is taking their time. DeShazier, handoff once again to Wilson on the right side. But this time, still dragging, still on his feet, close to that first down marker. And it all depends on where the spot of this ball here. The official very close to that first down marker. And looks like the chains will move once again. 19-19 left here in the second quarter, and it's another first down for the Cavaliers. So here's a way, Paxton, for Mount DeSales to counteract the high-flying offense. You got to control the clock, and you do that on the ground. Is that right?
Oh, that's absolutely correct. And they've been doing it very well so far this game. They have been managing the clock well, moving the sticks when they need to, and just marching their way down the field.
Absolutely, little by little, and it's been Marcus Wilson who's had back-to-back handoffs. Guess what? This time DeShazier. Wait a minute. It looks like a little bit of misdirection. Got all of tackle number 7 right there. That's Bryson Harrell, the sophomore. Dangerous weapon as well. 8:44 left here in the second quarter. Paxton, as you mentioned, this misdirection has been so effective for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, and they might have faked us out on that one, but did not fake out Calvary on that one. Those defensive players there were on that like white on rice is what I've always been
Absolutely.
told.
And that's why Emmanuel Brunson is glad they're down there and Rex Castillo's up here, because I would have been faked out of my shoes right here. 8:24 left here in the second quarter. And Cavs offense getting their instructions from their sideline. And you know what? Doing a great job controlling the pace here. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Facing second down and 9. Just over 8 minutes left here in the second quarter. Snap is away. This time keeps it himself. And looks like he's about to throw it himself. Nope, keeps it himself. Dodges one tackle. Escapes another one, and another first down for the Cavaliers. This is a man who, again, dangerous with his legs and his arm, but it has all been on the ground. 7:53 left here in the second quarter. Paxton, this has got to be a situation as a defense. You want to hit, you want to make these big plays, but, man, Cavaliers doing their thing on the offensive drive this time around.
And it's hard when you've got running backs, when you've got the quarterback, DeShazier, that is shifty. And like I said earlier, that offensive line is just opening up hole after hole for them to hit, and they're hitting them. They are firing on all cylinders right now.
Big shout out to the Mount DeSales offensive line. Definitely do some great work here in the first half. Can the Knights respond? 7:30 left here in the second quarter. It looks like we got a timeout here. And we're going to take a timeout with both teams as well. Of course, you're watching us right here at Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We'll be back right after this break.
I'm always on the go. But with the Kinetic Credit Union app, Kinetic is always with me. The Kinetic mobile app is virtual banking at its best. With the Kinetic mobile app, I can easily send and receive money, make a deposit, pay some bills, and I can even open up a new account, all from my phone. And I can monitor all my accounts in one place, all on the go. The Kinetic mobile app, energized banking at its best.
Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
Hey, folks, welcome back here to the Georgia Alabama Sports Live game of the week between the Calvary Christian Knights and the Mount DeSales Cavaliers. Hey, I know that we're almost at halftime, but halftime means highlights. Don't miss the halftime update show with Richard Holdridge, presented by the Beck Center. That's coming up once we hit the break here. Rex Castillo and Paxton Holloway, of course, a proud graduate of Calvary Christian, joining here. And here we go. Snap is away again, once again from Wilson. This young man has been putting in the work on this drive. I believe that's the third or fourth snap here, Paxton, by number 19. That's Marcus Wilson. But again, as you've said before, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. This rush attack has been so impressive by Mount DeSales.
It has, and for this team to be 0-2 right now, I just don't see how that's possible. If this is what they're doing, their rushing attack is just brutal right now against the Calvary Knights defense.
Brutal is a perfect way to describe it, and you're absolutely right. That overall record is not a true testament of what this Mount DeSales team is all about, because Calvary Christian, coming off that massive offensive game where they put up over 40 points, not able to get their footing early on in this one. Credit to the Cavaliers early on in this one as they lead 14-7. Just over 6:40 left here. Another handoff. Wilson finds a lot of room on the left side. He's over the first down marker, brought down after a 12-yard rush here. Once again, this Mount DeSales rushing attack is brutal and relentless. 6:33 left here in the first quarter, and now they're firmly in Calvary Christian territory. Wait a minute, we have a flag on the play. False start by the Cavs here, called on by the officials. So all of that territory they gained, got to march that thing on back, Paxton.
Yep, and I said it earlier, penalties, they kill you.
Yeah,
they kill you. Those free yards that you give up, especially on big plays like that, it's heartbreaking for an offense or a defense.
Hey, look, you're on the offensive line. You looking up and you're like, man, we had a 15-yard gain. Nope, we got to do this thing all over again. Second down and long now for the Cavs. 6:30 left here in the second quarter. Mount DeSales leads 14-7. It has been a relentless ground attack for the Cavaliers. A great response to the high-flying offense for the Knights. 6:20 left here in the second quarter. DeShazier getting the instructions from the sideline. Two receivers to his left. Running back right next to him. And it's a handoff. Nope. Fake handoff to Wilson. First pass of the game. Oh, and a great catch by number 17, Braylon Mitchell. And it was in his hands, but incomplete. It hits the turf. You mentioned, Paxton, you got to be careful for this air attack as well, because it has been nothing but run so far in this game.
Absolutely, and when you have a team that just runs, that passing attack can get you – it can get you way off guard. And as a defense, you've really got to be prepared for that. You got to know that it's coming at some point. I expect to see even more passing plays. That was a great pass.
Absolutely. So, hey, look, sometimes it's just the execution. DeShazier did everything he could, and look, great defensive pass break up there by the Calvary Christian Knights. DeShazier and the Cavs offense getting their instructions from the sideline. Three receivers to his left, one to his right. Running back right next to him as well. 6:05 left here in the second quarter. DeShazier runs back, but we have flags on the play. Unfortunately, it looks like false start yet again. These penalties coming up at the wrong time for the Cavaliers. Had all kinds of momentum going, and now just marching their way back. A false start for the big run, a drop pass, and now another false start on this one, Paxton. They were firmly in Calvary Christian territory. Now they're back at their own, looks like their 35-yard line.
And again, it just reiterates the fact that flags kill you. Flags kill an offensive drive, and Calvary has really been fortunate with these false start penalties. We saw Calvary even get hit with them early, and Mountain Sales capitalize on that. So Calvary definitely looking to do the same thing.
Great points there, my friend. All right, 5:53 left here in the second quarter. Let's call it third and about a mile here. Deshazier, what keeps it himself? Has plenty of daylight on that right side. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage, but he stood up there, and two Knights take him down. So now it'll be fourth down and 9. Great run there by Deshazier to see some daylight, but couldn't get enough of that first down. With 5:30 left here in the second quarter. Let's see what the Cavs do here. Hey, wanted to give a quick shout out to Kinetic Credit Union. Is proud to champion our local student athletes. Of course, we're excited to welcome them as a presenting sponsor of Georgia Alabama Sports Live, supporting high school students and communities that make them great. Big shout out to them and all of our sponsors as well. 5:14 left here in the second quarter. Looks like the Cavaliers, with a drive that had so much promise, will now punt this one away. Two receivers back here for the Knights. Jakari Harris and looks like Jamar Williams, two freshmen who are also dangerous weapons in this wide receiver core. A great break for the Knights here. Punt is away. Looks like this ball's caught at the 20. Oh, no, ball muff putt a little bit. Jakari Harris shows up one, not two, but three wide defenders. Finds some more daylight. Gets to the left. He's at the 50. He's at the 45, 40. Trying to outrun two defenders. He'll be eventually brought down at about the Cavaliers' 30-yard line. My goodness, the crowd went from oh no to oh my goodness. Paxton, great starting position for the Knights right here with 4:34 left here in the second quarter.
You're absolutely correct, Rex. And the only thing I can say about that is Calvary just turned lemons into lemonade there. I mean, that worked out completely in their favor, and Calvary now with amazing starting position, looking to punch it in, tie up this game.
Absolutely. Now let's see what this high-flying offense can do. They were trailing 14-0. They got that touchdown late in the first quarter. Can they tie the game up now? 4:34 left here in the second quarter. Wilkinson getting his instructions from the sideline. Two receivers to his right, one to his left. Looking to confirm some of his details, and looks like there's going to be a timeout here. The Calvary Christian Knights needing to sort things out. Again, we wanted to give a big special thanks to Glynn Smith for being our original presenting sponsor from day one. Their unmatched support and commitment to our community have fueled our mission to bring you the very best in local sports coverage. We can take a look at some of these highlights. They're absolutely amazing right now. We're proud to partner with them as we kick off year 4 together. Georgia Alabama Sports Live will be back right after this from Calvary Christian School.
Here they come! More big transport trucks full of new GMC trucks and SUVs to Glynn Smith and Opelika. Choose from a huge selection of the best-selling full-size GMC Sierras, discounted up to $12,750 off. New GMC Terrains with a fresh design, a spacious interior, and safety features, discounted up to $4,000 off MSRP. Plus, enjoy no payments until November at Glynn Smith GMC in Opelika. Get ready to drive and get ready to smile.
Hey folks, welcome back to Georgia Alabama Sports Live here at Calvary Christian School as Mount DeSales taking on Calvary Christian. Rex Castillo, Paxton Holloway joining you here from the booth. Mount DeSales, an early 14-7 lead over the Knights, but the Knights set up in great position deep in Cavs territory. Braxton Wilkinson, the dangerous quarterback, takes a snap. Handoff right here and eating up not 5 yards, but oh no! Sometimes the turf monster just gets you. A good 5-yard run here by Jamar Williams. Paxton, I know he's kind of kicking himself on that one because it looks like he could have gotten a first down and even more on that one.
Yeah, but, you know, a little bit of rain was coming down on the way over here. So that field could be a little bit wet.
Yep.
We don't know up here what they're feeling down there.
Absolutely.
But I do know when that field gets wet, it doesn't drain very well.
It does not treat you well. Just over 4 minutes left here in the second quarter. Snap is away. Hand off to Jamar once again. Makes one cut, makes another one, makes one or two guys miss, but 4 Cavs try to stand him up. 2 Knights try to push him, and it's eventually whistled dead. He'll get the first down here. Knights knocking on the door once again. Hey, folks, I know we're almost at halftime here, but stick around. The GIAA Scoreboard Show presented by the Beck Center is coming your way. Again, Richard Holdridge doing a great job to make sure that we recap all the action here, not only here at Calvary Christian, but all the other games we got going on here. We have so many games here at Georgia Alabama Sports Live, and so proud to give them to you through YouTube and Facebook. All right, 3:39 left here in the second quarter. Knights knocking on the door. 3 receivers to Braxton's left. Quick snap, quick passes away, just through the hands there of the intended receiver. This has been about, I believe, the third pass that has, they just could not connect on the right end here. Braxton, a great quarterback, again, connected with 5 different wide receivers here, Paxton, during that last game. They're starting to work things out, though. Looks like momentum swinging their way.
Yeah, it does, and it looks like that Braxton Wilkinson was trying to get one of those passing touchdowns, one of 5 that he had 2 weeks ago. Last week was a bye week for him, but unable to bring that one in. So definitely look for another pass. Wilkinson loves his arm, has the utmost confidence in his arm. So I'm looking for that.
That was Soritama trying to get that with her. But a great snap up to Jamar. Fakes out one guy. Finds, dodges 2 more defenders. But the 4th defender, the ball is out, but he's whistled down here. Great tackle there by number 75, Keon McCullough. Big fella brings down the dangerous Jamar Williams. But, again, third pickup of about 5 yards. So, again, the Knights getting closer to tying this game up. As you mentioned, it took a couple plays to make sure that Knights offense is starting to roll again. Wilkinson, a dangerous weapon right there. We do have a flag on the player. Let's see what the result is on this one. And actually, this looks like it's against the Cavs right here, so the Knights a little bit closer to that end zone. Hey, folks, we also wanted to give a big shout-out to Coca-Cola, a proud presenting sponsor of Georgia-Alabama Sports Live. Their deep connection to our schools and dedication to youth sports makes them a perfect partner here at Georgia-Alabama Sports Live. First and goal now for the Knights. They're down 14-7 with 3:10 left here in the second quarter. Wilkinson takes the snap, is away. Handoff here to, looks like to Osborne once again, trying to power his way through to the goal line. No signal just yet. And looks like he will be short. Second down and goal here. Play is whistled dead. We have a Cavaliers saying that they have the ball, but Nate Stokes stopped just short of the end zone right there.
Looked like there was a little bit of extracurricular activity going down after the play. Surprised they didn't throw a flag there.
It's an intense game here because, again, last season, Calvary lost this game by just 1 point, Paxton. I know that you want to turn the page and get ready for the season, but that's got to stick with you just a little bit. 2:26 left here until halftime. Wilkinson back in that shotgun formation. Player in motion. Stokes once again gets the handoff, but 3 Cavaliers bring him down behind the line. 2:15 left here in the second quarter. Once again, the Cavs say that they have the ball, and they do. They stripped the ball away, and the defense stands tall for Mount DeSales with 2:10 left here, or 2:11 left here in the second quarter. A relentless defense there, Paxton. And look, I know the Knights are disappointed they couldn't get into the end zone, but you have to give credit where credit is due. Great goal line stand there by Mount DeSales.
Oh, for sure. Standing strong by Mount DeSales. And for Calvary, you absolutely cannot have that happen. That is the one thing that can't happen. Worst case scenario, you settle for a field goal, but you can't cough the ball up, especially not near the goal line. But playing devil's advocate here, they do have very helpful position here on the field to maybe try and get a safety, get points on the board, and get the ball right back.
Hey, this Calvary Christian defense has been the star so far of this game. If you have to choose between the offense and defense, Mount DeSales, again, as you're right, Paxton, Xavier Deshays here, back in the shadow of his own field goal right there. It looks like he'll actually be taking the snap either right on the goal line or in his own end zone. 2:11 left here until halftime. Looks like the Knights may try to bring some pressure, but another handoff to Wilson. Wait a minute. Whistles do fly, so we'll see what happens here. Mount DeSales giving them an even shorter field to work with as false start is called on the Cavaliers. 2:09 left here in the first half. Hey, we want to give a big shout out to Hughston Clinic as well. Tonight's coverage is brought to you by Hughston Clinic, a great presenting sponsor of Georgia-Alabama Sports Live. World-class orthopedic care right here at home. 2:09 left here in the first half. Mount DeSales, well, pretty much snapping from just about their own goal line. Xavier Deshazier, a man who's had his own touchdown earlier in this game, now taking the snap in his own end zone. Snap is away. Direct snap to Wilson. Wilson, the dangerous running back, gets out of the end zone. Gives him a little bit more territory to work with 1:53 left here in the second quarter. And Cavaliers still lead this one 14-7. If you're just joining us, a great goal line stand by Mount DeSales. Knights were knocking on the door there, Paxton, as they forced the turnover right at the last second.
Yeah, and credit where credit is due. Offensive line opens up yet another hole there for Mount DeSales to get better field positioning. Still not very favorable, but much better than they just had.
All right, folks, here we go. 1:22 left here in the first half. Mount DeSales leads this one 14-7, and we have whistles fly. Whistles and laundry flying here. Let's see what the call is here on the field.
Looks like we're going to have another false start, I believe. Yep.
Looks like the second false start call on this drive alone. 1:16 left here in the second quarter as Mount DeSales leads this one 14-7, but once again, the Cavs marching in the wrong direction. Hey, folks, we know that we're close to halftime here, but once again, we want to remind you that you don't have to leave Georgia Alabama Sports Live on this one, as you got to stick around for the halftime show. All the action from around the Chattahoochee Valley from the Beck Center. Want to give the Beck Center a huge shout out for being a sponsor with Georgia Alabama Sports Live. This snap is away. Wilson looks like he's trying to get a handle on this one. He is tackled close, either in the end zone or right by it. Let's see what the official call is here. A tackle in the backfield. Darnell Hamilton getting that big tackle. A lot of people hoping for that safety call, but doesn't look like it. Just tackled in the backfield. How you called it, my friend, early on. Like, look, this was a short field for a dangerous position for Mount DeSales to get in. You know that Calvary wanted that safety, but we'll take a tackle for loss in the backfield.
For sure, and Darnell Hamilton, no better person to try and get that safety. Senior captain this year, great kid, and trying to lead his team to a little bit of a comeback, trying to get the ball back before half, maybe give them a chance at a quick field goal. But at this point, they just want any points.
They want to prevent Mount DeSales from extending that lead again. Look, a great defensive stand by Calvary in response to Mount DeSales with that incredible goal line stand to stand up the Knights as they were trying to tie this game up. Now, 49 seconds left here in the second quarter. It would be, look, depending on how this punt goes, it could be a tall task for any team to get points on here. But with Braxton Wilkinson, this could be doable, don't you think, Paxton?
Oh, absolutely. If you give him any sort of field position, he can get you where you need to be quick.
All right, see if that high-flying offense can get them on the board here. But 49 seconds to go before halftime. Rex Castillo and Paxton Holloway joining you here from Calvary Christian School. A really exciting game. We had way more points in this one than they did last year. Last year, this game was decided 7-6 in favor of Mount DeSales, and Calvary Christian trying to get some revenge here. All right, so here they go. They're down. Looks at another handoff right here. 44 seconds left here in the second quarter. Another timeout with 42 seconds left here. It was smart. It's smart right there. Mount DeSales trying to just run out more clock and force Calvary Christian to use another timeout. Short gain on the play there. Mount DeSales leads 14-7 with 42 seconds left here in the second quarter. Okay, as we want to recap, 42 seconds left here in the first half. Paxton, look, a lot of people would think, like, I don't know, maybe they just run it out, or you take this punt in and you just knee it and go back into the locker room, which is still a possibility. But when you have a quarterback like Braxton Wilkinson and all the weapons he has, like a Luke Scoggins and Jamar Williams, you could probably take a couple shots at the end zone, can't you?
I believe they will. Not just that they can, but that they will. If they get that ball past the 50-yard line, I expect Calvary to go full force and at least try to walk away with 3 points before the end of the half.
Well, let's cut down that lead as much as you can, and because that gives you some kind of momentum in the second half. Mount DeSales got the ball to start the game, so that means the Calvary Christian Knights will get the ball to start the third quarter. All right, Mount DeSales will line up for the punt and basically punt in their own end zone. 42 seconds left here in the first half. Whistles sounding off yet again. Another timeout here by Mount DeSales. All right, folks, again, you're watching us right here at the Master Wall Game of the Week here at Calvary on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Wanted to give another big shout-out to our sponsors, presented by Glynn Smith Chevy GMC, Coca-Cola, Kinetic Credit Union, and Jack Hughston Memorial Hospital, and the Hughston Clinic. Want to give a big shout out to all of our in-game sponsors as well. But again, we're 42 seconds away from halftime. That doesn't mean you got to go up, use the bathroom, or turn away from Georgia Alabama Sports Live, because the halftime update show with Richard Holdridge is coming your way. It's presented by the Beck Center. This is a busy man here, and it's almost kickoff time for him there, Paxton. He's recapping all the action from around the area. It's a great addition to our broadcast this year. So happy to the Beck Center for partnering with us. But back here at Calvary, 42 seconds left here in the first half. Mount DeSales will kick off from their own end zone here as they lead 14-7. Dangerous offense by Calvary. Could they get some get some more points here on the board? Paxton broke it down just a few moments ago. They definitely could. Punt is away just in time, and it'll get a friendly roll here for the Mount DeSales. It goes back to the Calvary 41-yard line. Hey, look, punt there by Mount DeSales right here. So looks like it's just about 60 yards for Calvary to get points on the board. But Paxton, this is definitely doable for Calvary, isn't it?
Absolutely, and like I said, if they just get that ball past the 50-yard line, I think that they are going to go for it. But we'll see what Coach Brunson does here. We'll see if he just tries to take it to half and get his players recouped and revamped for the second half.
Because, again, Calvary will get this ball to start the third quarter. A great competitive game here between Mount DeSales and Calvary Christian right here. Just to recap real quick, Mount DeSales got a touchdown thanks to their quarterback Xavier DeShazier, and then, again, later on in the first quarter, number 14, Jackson Raleigh, got the second touchdown of the game. But now, Calvary, can they get on the board here? So far, the only touchdown here, Nate Stokes was the man to get the lining up. 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Snap is away. Scanning. This time goes to number 6, Sawyer Talbot. Just out of his reach, it hits the ground. Incomplete pass. Still 36 seconds left here in the first half. Second down for the Knights. That's pretty much what we expected right here, Paxton. They want to take a deep shot, get themselves in position, get it past the 50-yard line, and who knows, everything's on the board after that.
Yep, and like you've said plenty of times, Wilkinson, the man to do it.
Yep.
He is the man for the job to get you a big push going here at the end of the half.
Dangerous arm, over 400 yards last game as the Knights started off their season 1-0, but they trail right now 14-7. 30 seconds left here in the first half. Wilkinson has a snap away, looking for a man. This time, quick pass out. Great diving catch there by Sawyer, making up for the pass that was just out of his reach here. 20 seconds left here. The clock's still rolling. Clock is rolling. Wilkinson, first down for the Knights. 15 seconds left here. The clock stops for the first down, but here comes Wilkinson. 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. And, oh, no, looks like the Knights will shoot themselves in the foot on that one. A false start by the Knights. That first down marker a little bit further away now, in the end zone a little bit further away as well. 9 seconds left here in the first half. Paxton, you mentioned it before. Penalties do kill you.
They do, and right there, after that great catch, you got momentum building. I don't know why Calvary didn't take a timeout. Still have all 3 left and stops the clock, but they let it run. Looks like we are going to go to half.
As Paxton mentioned, we are now at halftime. It's official, the official break here. Calvary trails Mount DeSales 14-7. Of course, you're watching us right here at Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We'll see you back here after Richard Holdridge recaps the action at our halftime show from the Beck Center. We'll see you back here for the third quarter.
Imagine making your dreams a reality, achieving your goals and aspirations, and having a financial partner that understands your dreams never sleep. At Kinetic Credit Union, we're more than just a bank. We're 40,000 members strong, with local service, personal connections, and a nationwide network. Leading-edge technology to help you make financial decisions easier, smarter, and safer. We are Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
It's a great day for a new Chevrolet from Glynn Smith in Opelika. Hit the road in a rugged new full-size Chevy Silverado with discounts up to $12,250 off MSRP. New Chevy Traverse, the spacious and comfortable ride with affordable pricing. Now with discounts up to $4,000 off MSRP. People from all over the USA are coming to Glynn Smith Chevrolet. Get ready to drive and get ready to smile.
Atlanta, the Spencer Green Wave, who fell to Carver in the Heritage Bowl last week, 48-0. They trail Lovett 14-0. Lovett, a very talented private school out of Atlanta, as they're trying to sweep the season series. They beat Spencer last year at Otis Spencer Stadium, and they're trying to get a win over there. Still don't have a score update between Kendrick and Crawford County, as Kendrick 2-0 on the season, traveling to Roberta to take on the Crawford County Eagles. We'll try to get a score update on that one. And then Shaw trying to pick up their first win of the season as they are scoreless against Athens Academy on the road. And we'll try to get a score update for you on that one. The game that you are watching, Mount DeSales up 14-7 against the Calvary Knights. We're going to go ahead and we're going to welcome our Brookstone Mount Vernon audience, as it is 7-7 at the half. Both these games are at the half right now. Brookstone Mount Vernon at Max Strong Stadium. Scott Miller on the call, as we'll get you ready for the second half. Same with Calvary Mount DeSales. Rex Castillo on the call. Both these games were 7:30 starts, so they have approached the halftime right around the same time. So we'll keep this stream going, and we'll keep the scores going. And if you do have score updates, just feel free to text Georgia Alabama Sports Live, and we'll try to get them on the show. We've had a great night, week 3 in high school football. Week 4 is going to be just as jam-packed. We've got 6 different broadcasts going on. We want to thank Roger Beck for allowing us to be here in the Beck Center, the Center for Academic and Athletic Excellence. And this is the Georgia Alabama Sports Live halftime update show. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have more score updates right here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long distance love. For the farsighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts, for the thinkers and the doers, for old friends. Coca-Cola, for everyone.
It's a great day for a new Chevrolet from Glynn Smith in Opelika. Hit the road in a rugged new full-size Chevy Silverado with discounts up to $12,250 off MSRP. New Chevy Traverse, the spacious and comfortable ride with affordable pricing. Now with discounts up to $4,000 off MSRP. People from all over the USA are coming to Glynn Smith Chevrolet. Get ready to drive and get ready to smile.
Imagine a life-changing injury. Imagine the fear and unknown. The Hughston Clinic Sports Medicine Team, the only physicians in the area with advanced certification in orthopedic sports medicine, treats sports injuries with innovative techniques. The Hughston Clinic has helped nearly 1 million athletes live without pain. Imagine getting back in the game. Imagine the best game of your life. The Hughston Clinic Sports Medicine Team.
With the Kinetic Credit Union app, Kinetic is always with me. The Kinetic mobile app is virtual banking at its best. With the Kinetic mobile app, I can easily send and receive money, make a deposit, pay some bills, and I can even open up a new account, all from my phone. And I can monitor all my accounts in one place, all on the go. The Kinetic mobile app, energized banking at its best.
Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
Welcome back to the Georgia Alabama Sports Live halftime scoreboard update show presented by the Beck Center. We want to thank Roger Beck for allowing us to be in this state-of-the-art facility, the Center for Academic and Athletic Excellence. They have conference rooms, coaches' offices, practice fields. You could play soccer, football on a rainy day or even a hot day. And we've got batting cages and film room, and also In the front, we have a place for a media day, for signing days. They take physicals here. It's just a wonderful facility. We're going to be going hot and heavy with these score updates. We appreciate everybody just trying to get their score updates. But right now, at the half, Pacelli trails FPD in Macon, Georgia, 28-7. FPD, they are 2-0 right now, and they have beaten GHSA schools. They beat Eagles Landing Christian Academy, and they beat Marion County. They are one of the top teams in the GIAA, and Pacelli trails 28-7. Pacelli 1-1 on the season. And by the way, they are back at Diamond Field next week against Stone Mountain. I know that was supposed to be a road contest. That's going to be at Diamond Field, and we will have that game for you on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We're at the half. Brookstone, Mount Vernon, all tied up at 7. Brookstone, Broughton Branch, a 43-yard strike to Meacham Kelly. And that's so far the only scoring for the Brookstone Cougars, who are 2-0 on the season under first-year head coach Ian Headley. Glenwood in the second quarter leads Elba 21-0. And it's just been dominant. Right now, Smith Station, we got about 3.5 minutes left to go. They lead Valley 7-0. A pretty defensive struggle here for both teams. We do have a new score update. Eufaula leads Russell County 7-0. Eufaula, led by former Super Bowl winning coach Jarrell Jernigan. He played in the Super Bowl for the New York Giants, and he is the coach at Eufaula, taking on Coach Dylan Griggs. Eufaula and Russell County, they were rivals once in the same region. And Eufaula, which a great fan base down there in the Wiregrass, leading Russell County early on, 7-0. And we'll try to get a score update for you on that. Meanwhile, Northside trails Northgate up in Noonan, Georgia, 27-0, as Northside is 1-0 on the season. And we do have a new score update in the Carver-Harris County game. It has been all Carver Tigers, complete domination in this one as they lead Harris County 56-0. We may be witnessing the most dynamic, most explosive offense in the history of Carver Tigers football history. And they've had a lot of great teams that have won state championships. But this team has looked fantastic, and they have not skipped a beat. Carver up 56-0. Spencer, they trail Lovett 14-0, as we will try to get a score update on this. In the third quarter, we've got Columbus trailing Randolph Clay by a score of 14-3, and we do have a new score update. Keep it coming, folks. Glenwood leads Elba 34-0 in that game, as they are getting ready to approach halftime shortly. Smith Station actually now leads Valley 7-2. Valley was able to get a safety and get the ball back, so Valley could make things interesting at TC Britton Field Panther Stadium. This looks like a defensive battle between two teams that are 1-0 on the season. All right, let's recap some Thursday night games, shall we? Chaco ends up defeating the Jordan Red Jackets by a score of 45-21, as Chaco's first win for brand new head coach Mike Nash. Chaco is 1-2 on the season, and Chaco ends up very familiar with this area out of Casita. They brought a lot of fans up to Otis Spencer Stadium, and they were able to get the big victory last night. And then at Kinetic Stadium, probably the game of the night, you had Greenville in overtime defeat the Hardaway Hawks 32-26. Hardaway was down 14-0 in this game. They came back to tie it, and then Greenville ends up winning it in overtime. Some of the other games we got around the area, let's see. We're going to go ahead. Calvary, Mount DeSales, about to approach the half, and Mount DeSales about to go into the third quarter. Mount DeSales leads 14-7, and I'm trying to get a score update on the Kendrick Crawford County game. I want to thank Coach Andre Dye, who's there in Roberta, watching Kendrick Crawford County. And we'll try to get that score update in just a minute as you're watching the Georgia Alabama Sports Live halftime scoreboard update show presented by the Beck Center. And I'm Richard Holdridge, and we'll be right back after this.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long distance love. For the farsighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
It's a great day for a new Chevrolet from Glynn Smith in Opelika. Hit the road in a rugged new full-size Chevy Silverado with discounts up to $12,250 off MSRP. New Chevy Traverse, the spacious and comfortable ride with affordable pricing. Now with discounts up to $4,000 off MSRP. People from all over the USA are coming to Glynn Smith Chevrolet. Get ready to drive and get ready to smile.
Imagine a life-changing injury. Imagine the fear and unknown. The Hughston Clinic Sports Medicine Team, the only physicians in the area with advanced certification in orthopedic sports medicine, treats sports injuries with innovative techniques. The Hughston Clinic has helped nearly 1 million athletes live without pain. Imagine getting back in the game. Imagine the best game of your life. The Hughston Clinic Sports Medicine Team.
And we are at the half. We'd like to welcome the audience that has been watching Calvary Christian and Mount DeSales. It's the Georgia Alabama Sports Live halftime update scoreboard show presented by the Beck Center. And we want to thank Roger Beck for allowing us to be in this state-of-the-art facility, a center for academic and athletic excellence. They've got coaches' offices, conference rooms, practice fields, batting cages, film rooms, and they even have tables up front for press conferences, signing days, and also kids' physicals. So the Beck Center, we appreciate Roger Beck for allowing us to be here. We're at the half. Mount DeSales leads the Calvary Christian Knights 14-7 as we get ready for the second half. But here's some score updates around the Chattahoochee Valley. It has been all Carver Tigers at Otis Spencer Stadium. 56-0. Sebastian Hurd has been phenomenal. The defense have played lights out. Touchdown receptions from KJ Miles, TJ Woodson, Kelston Popcorn Tarver, Jacoby Caslin, and Zach Watts. That trio of leading and pounding and Carver. This is just going to be a very big win for Carver to go 3-0 in the first year for Coach Jarvis Jones as they will take on Northside next week. Speaking of Northside, they're up in Noonan, Georgia, and they trail Northgate 27-0. We'll try to get a score update on this game. I'm looking at my monitor. Mount Vernon and Brookstone, 7-7, getting ready to start the third quarter. We'll keep you posted on that game. Glenwood leading Elba 34-0, 35-0. Thank you, Tony. And so they did get the extra point, as that is all Glenwood Gators in their home opener. And then let's take a look at several other games. Kinetic Stadium, start of the third quarter. Randolph Clay leading Columbus. It is now, and I just received an update from Coach Danielle McCoy, and thank you for that. Columbus has scored 14 unanswered points to take a 17-14 lead over Randolph Clay in the start of the fourth quarter. So we'll keep you updated on that score. Eufaula leading Russell County 7-0. That is early on in the second quarter. Still don't have a score update on Shaw Athens Academy. I'll reach out to maybe some Shaw people that might be up there in Athens as they get ready for that. Smith Station, they still lead Valley with about 3.5 minutes left to go at TC Brittenfield Panther Stadium. 7-2, Mike Peacock on the call on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And then we also have the start of the third quarter FPD leading Pacelli 28-7. We want to thank Coach Corey Black for giving updates. Also, Reese has been giving updates as well. And yeah, keep the updates coming, folks. We love doing this on the show. And want to thank Coach Andre Dye for giving me this update. But yes, the Kendrick Cherokees leading Crawford County 28-14 in Roberta, as Kendrick 2-0 on the season, trying to finish off non-region play 3-0 before they start region play next week. All right, let's take a look at some Thursday night action. Chaco, big win at Otis Spencer Stadium last night, 45-21 over the Jordan Red Jackets, as Chaco's first win for first-year coach Mike Nash, and Jordan goes to 0-2. Jordan will take on Terrell County next week at Otis Spencer Stadium. Greenville ends up beating Hardaway 32-26 in overtime. So Hardaway falls to 0-3. They got a bye. They take on Shaw in 2 weeks. Thank you for watching the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Halftime Scoreboard Update Show presented by the Beck Center. Now back to the action as Calvary mounted it. Back to you, Rex.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Master Wall Game of the Week at Calvary, presented by Glynn Smith, Chevy GMC, Coca-Cola, Kinetic Credit Union, and Jack Hughston Memorial Hospital and Hughston Clinic. Rex Castillo and Paxton Holloway joining you from Calvary Christian School as the Calvary Christian Knights square off against the Mount DeSales Cavaliers. Right now, Mount DeSales on top, 14-7 in the first half. Two rushing touchdowns by the Cavaliers. Paxton, it has been all ground attack for the Cavaliers, and it's worked beautifully for them.
An emphasis on in that first half was just the rushing attack of great defense that they've been playing. Braxton Wilkinson hasn't been able to get it going yet with his arm. Has made a few passes, completed a few for a little bit, but definitely not the numbers that he's looking for, definitely not the numbers that the Calvary fans are looking for. So I am very interested to see how they come out, what their plan of attack is here to start this second half.
Great point, my friend, as Braxton threw for over 400 yards in the first game and first victory for the Calvary Christian Knights to start off this season, but now has been held in check so far. And, of course, Calvary Christian will get the ball to start this third quarter. Hey, folks, you just saw the halftime show, but remember, the GIAA High School Scoreboard Show presented by the Beck Center. If you can't just get enough of all the high school football we're already talking about, tune into the GIAA High School Scoreboard Show tonight on the GIAA Facebook page and GIAA.tv. Richard and Thrift are good buddies at Georgia Alabama Sports Live, leading the charge here, and it's presented by the Beck Center. They'll have every score from around the entire state of Georgia. Man, you got to love football in the fall, my friend Paxton, because it's the best time of the year.
Oh, it absolutely is. I walked outside earlier during halftime and felt right at home. It is football weather. It's back. I couldn't be more happy. And
he's smiling from ear to ear because he's also a proud Calvary Christian alum class of 2023. And it's nice to step outside and not instantly sweat. Always love that because we've had enough of that in Georgia. All right, folks, we're counting down the last few seconds here of the break. Calvary Christian lining up. They'll go from left to right. And it looks like we're actually switching fields here, excuse us. Calvary Christian in their green helmets, black tops, and black pants. Meanwhile, Mount DeSales, the Cavaliers, 0-2 on the season so far, but playing like a pretty dominant team right now, looking for their first win of the season. Navy helmets, white jerseys, navy pants as well. Can Calvary Christian bounce back in this second half to tie the game up? Because, again, Paxton, you brought it up. It looks like fans are just waiting for that one moment for Braxton and this Calvary Christian offense to break open.
And we were just talking about it up here in the booth just a minute ago. We feel like it's coming. We know that it's coming, but it's only a matter of when is it going to happen.
Absolutely.
And honestly, it feels like it needs to happen this drive. It feels like Calvary needs to get going quick and get back on top of this game.
Absolutely. All right, we'll see if that will be the story here as the third quarter is about to start off here. Mount DeSales will be kicking off the ball. Calvary Christian will go from right to left, the home team trailing by a touchdown here. It has been a combination of smash mouth football, great tackling, brutal highlights, and also explosive plays as well. But so far, it's been all Cavaliers, tempering the storm here that could potentially be the Calvary Christian Knights offense by controlling the clock. How do you keep an explosive offense on the sideline? You control the clock. Whoa. Here we go. Ball is away, and it looks like it'll be out of the back of the end zone. So the Calvary Christian Knights will start this drive on their own 20-yard line. So while we expect a whole lot of action through the air here for Calvary Christian, it was actually Noah Stokes, the dangerous captain and starter, getting the first touchdown for the Knights with a great rushing touchdown. But then Mount DeSales responded. Knights were knocking on the door there, Paxton. Great turnover by Mount DeSales at the 1-yard line right there.
Yeah, that fumble was huge by Mount DeSales. Huge momentum builder and confidence builder at that. They are feeling real good about it. And I believe that this defense is they're going to keep eating. They're going to keep taking what Calvary gives them, and they're going to keep stopping it.
All right, that pressure has been working for the Cavs, but here comes Braxton Wilkinson in the shotgun. Great snap here. Quick pass away. Looks once again to the super senior that is Luke Scoggins out on the right side. First down. Excuse us. Sawyer Talbot, my fault, folks. Got us super excited here because Luke Scoggins is on the near side. Sawyer, another dangerous weapon, reliable weapon. First down for the Knights. Again, get these easy first downs. Try and get the momentum going because it worked in the first half there, Paxton. Can they keep the momentum going here on this end?
And that was huge by Wilkinson there. First play, getting a little first down and some change pass there on the slant. Nothing fancy.
Nothing fancy, but it worked. 11:40 left here in the third quarter. And there goes Braxton out to his right. This time he connects with Luke Scoggins at the 35-yard line, stays in bounds. 30, and the 25 stays in bounds yet again. Or will they mark him out? And there's a flag on the play here. We got to find out what this penalty is all about. But for now, Luke Scoggins with a big-time first down. As it stands right now, looks a 24-yard pickup by Luke Scoggins, but the officials discussing the penalty. 11:29 left here in the third quarter. Cavs are leading the Knights 14-7. Penalties were also the story in the first half there, Paxton, because there were some penalties that just got in the way for the Cavs and the Knights. Try to get the momentum going, but they kept marching in the wrong direction for both teams.
Yeah, and we hit on it pretty hard that penalties are drive killers. They take away those big plays, and luckily for Calvary here, it looks like that it is going to go in their favor. So that play is going to stand.
Play will stand, and here come the Knights deep in Mount DeSales territory. So far it stands, they're about at the 26-yard line. Face mask on. The defense is called, so that means the Knights will march closer towards the Mount DeSales end zone. All right, folks, looks like the ball will be spotted inside the 20-yard line, about the 12-yard line here. This is about a prime real estate as you can get. 11:29 left here in the third quarter. Knights looking to tie this one up. Wilkinson in the shotgun once again. Two receivers to his left, one to his right. Snap is away. Handoff to Stokes one more time. He had a touchdown in the first half. Goes to the pylon on the left side. And it's another touchdown. We got a tie ball game. Looks like pending an extra point. Two rushing touchdowns for the young man Stokes. We've always thought it'd be through the air here, Paxton. The ground attack working for the Knights.
Coming out party right now for Nate Stokes, one of the captains for the Calvary Knights, and very well deserved. I mean, just hits that corner. Defense is stalled out, isn't there, and so he takes exactly what Mount DeSales gives him, and that right there was what we were talking about. Calvary needed that, and they are now back in this game.
Back in this game, trailing by one so far. That is the second touchdown by Stokes on the night, second rushing touchdown as well. And what? Excuse me, folks. Celebrated a little too early. They're knocking on the door at this point. All right, we're getting some signals corrected here. The white hat has confirmed it now. It is a touchdown. Hey, look, maybe a little bit of excitement here, but at least the officials got it right. Big shout out to our producer, Riley, always keeping me right because, again, I can go off the rails a little bit before you know it. I think the Knights have scored 21 points in a row. 11:09 left here in the third quarter. Knights trail by one at this point. It is official. We've settled it down. The white hat put his hands up, so it's a touchdown. Extra point is coming for the Knights. Great job there by Stokes right there, getting his second rushing touchdown. Been one of the most effective weapons for the Knights tonight. And Paxton, my friend, pending this extra point, we got a brand new ball game. Snap is away, kick is up, and splits the uprights. Guess what, folks? 14 apiece. This second half shaping out to be really interesting right here. With 11:09 left here in the third quarter, Knights 14, Cavaliers 14 as well. I wanted to give a big shout out to one of our sponsors, Coca-Cola. Thank you so much for being a proud presenting sponsor on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Again, that deep connection to our schools and dedication to youth sports makes them a perfect partner. So, Paxton, you brought it up. Maybe this offense just needed a couple easy plays. Something super simple, super reliable. Doesn't have to be over the top fancy. And look, a drive that it resulted in a touchdown. Now do you think Paxton in this offense, the gears are starting to turn a little bit, right?
Oh, absolutely. Braxton Wilkinson looked very comfortable there, and Nate Stokes with a powerful touchdown run. Calvary can't ask for much more. They got the break that they needed. They got the half. They've evened up the score, and they were rolling. But now it comes down to this defense. It comes down to if they can get a stop and get the ball back in that offense's hands.
Great point right there, because Xavier and this Cavaliers' relentless rushing attack got them 2 touchdowns and plenty of control of the clock. Well, here come the Knights. Tied up the game at 14 apiece thanks to the second touchdown by Noah Stokes. We'll see what the Cavaliers offense has in store. They'll go from left to right on your screen right now. Kick is away, and it looks like it will be fielded deep in their own territory. Cavaliers looking for some real estate to the left, beating up a whole bunch of real estate right into about the 35-yard line. Things getting a little physical down there, but it is an intense game. Again, folks, we're tied at 14 apiece. And we have a flag on the play. We got to figure out what the penalty is all about. Now look, Paxton, as we understand, the intensity can rise a little bit, maybe some extra intensity from each player, but important to keep your emotions in check, right?
Oh, absolutely. And we can't reiterate the fact more that those flags, they hurt. And it's very evident in this game. We've seen drives get stopped by those flags. We've seen defenses get stops because of penalty trouble.
Absolutely.
And things have been getting chippy. We were talking about that at half, and now it looks like the refs are starting to catch on and are going to start calling it.
All right, and again, this was a drive that was supposed to start towards the Mount DeSales 40. They're pushed back a little bit more. Now it looks like the ball will be placed inside their own 20-yard line. And it was one of those things, both sides of the ball. See, a third and manageable turns into a third and forever, or even a second and manageable turns to a second and long. Drive killers right here, but Mount DeSales a little more extra work if they want to take a lead in this game. One of the most dangerous weapons for this Mount DeSales offense has been quarterback Xavier Deshazier. He got the first touchdown of the game to start the scoring for both sides right here. A big junior quarterback for the Cavaliers. Can they get their offense rolling one more time?
And what this Mount DeSales offense has been doing a lot here, Rex, is trick plays.
Yep.
And you never know who's going to have the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And so Calvary, their defense needs to catch on and be able to stop that.
All right, and speaking of stops, you pretty much called it right there, Paxton. A run play doesn't go anywhere for the Cavs. So, direct snap right there to Jackson Rowley right there. He had a touchdown earlier in this game as well, but as of right now, going in the wrong direction. So now second down and even longer. Now from their own 8-yard line. Again, Mount DeSales was in their shadow of their own goalposts early in the first quarter, thinking we thought Calvary may bring the house and try and get a safety. They got out of that mess, but it looks like they're starting to get in that mess one more time. 10-16 left here in the third quarter. This time it's a double reverse here, and Cavaliers trying to use whatever they can to get more real estate right there. Braylon Mitchell, great job eating up more turf. He gets to about a third and, I would say about a third and long here, about 3rd and 8. Third down and 6 right there. Hey, guys, we also want to give a huge shout-out to Hughston Clinic from the sidelines to surgery. Hughston Clinic is a proud presenting sponsor of Georgia Alabama Sports Live, helping keeping all these athletes in the game. Xavier Deshizer junior quarterback leading the attack again. And here we go. Mount DeSales slowing the clock down a little bit. 9:36 left here in the third quarter. A great strategy here to keep the Calvary explosive offense on the sidelines. Snap is away. Looks like it's a hand up. Nope. Xavier decides to keep it. Brings it back, but decides to call his own number. Eats up some turf, and it will be a 4th down here. He was close to trying to push to get more yards here, but short of the first down. Let's see what Mount DeSales does here.
I don't know why they would do anything but punt here deep in their own territory unless they just really trust DeSazier. I think a punt's coming. I think Calvary did their job that they needed to do, and I think this explosive offense is about to get back up on the field and prove why it is that Braxton Wilkinson had that 400-yard passing game.
Great point right there, my friend. Calvary Christian playing defense is doing a great job here. A timeout here. It looks like substitutions were taking a little bit longer than desired. Hey, we're going to take a quick break here with the Knights as well. 14-14 here at Calvary Christian School between the Knights and the Cavaliers. You're watching Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We'll be back right after this.
Real recognize real. Real taste, unmistakably Sprite. Real refreshment, crisp lemon lime. Sprite. Obey your thirst.
Welcome back to the Masterball Game of the Week here at Calvary between the Knights and the Mount DeSales Cavaliers. We're tied at 14 apiece. Cavs are going to punt this one away. Ball is in the air. With 2 receivers back here for the Knights, they're going to let this one bounce, and it'll bounce right at about the 45-yard, the Calvary Christian 45-yard line. Rex Castillo here, joined by Paxton Holloway, of course, a proud Calvary Christian alum as well, my friend. You mentioned that it was a great showing for the Calvary Christian offense. Noah Stokes getting his second rushing touchdown, but how crucial was that 3 and out there by the Calvary Christian defense to stop this Mount DeSales offense?
Yeah, and like I said earlier, that was exactly what they needed. They needed a stop and to get this offense back on the field. This offense came out red hot, and they're looking to stay that way, have great field positioning here right across the 50-yard line. So I'm looking for Calvary to get another big drive here, and things are shaping up to do just that.
All right, Braxton Wilkinson, one of the key weapons of this game. We're expected to find more momentum in the second half. 8:35 left here in the third quarter. Knights 14, Cavs 14. It's turned into a really interesting ball game here in the second half. Knights going from right to left. Wilkinson in that shotgun formation has a receiver, 2 receivers to his left, and make that 3 receivers to his left now with a running back right behind him. Snap is away. Quick pitch to Noah Stokes. My man has 2 touchdowns already. Finds some daylight. About a 5-yard gain right there, and he has been one of the more reliable weapons here in this second half here, Paxton. It seems like it's either 4 or 5 yards or even a touchdown every time he touches the ball.
Yeah, and if you're getting 4 or 5 yards a carry, there's nothing wrong with that. Your coach will be very happy with that. But Nate Stokes just giving it his all right now, and that's exactly what Calvary needed.
Congrats to Nate Stokes out there doing an outstanding job. He's the man scoring 2 touchdowns, with both touchdowns for the Calvary Knights so far. 8 minutes left here in the third quarter. 3 receivers to Braxton's right, 1 to his left. Snap is away. And ball is away here. Looks like number 5 there, Jakari Harris, found some daylight down the right sideline. He's at the 20, 10, 5. It's a touchdown for the Calvary Christian Knights, but we do have flags on the play, and it's whistled dead here by the White Hat. So we'll figure out the situation here. Celebration quickly stifled by the penalty flags being thrown. It looks like we do have a player down as well. We're going to take a quick break here to figure this all out with the injury here. You're watching Georgia Alabama Sports Live. After this.
It's a great day for a new Chevrolet from Glynn Smith in Opelika. Hit the road in a rugged new full-size Chevy Silverado with discounts up to $12,250 off MSRP. New Chevy Traverse, the spacious and comfortable ride with affordable pricing. Now with discounts up to $4,000 off MSRP. People from all over the USA are coming to Glynn Smith Chevrolet. Get ready to drive and get ready to smile.
Hey, folks, welcome back here to Georgia Alabama Sports Live. It's the Master Wall Game of the Week at Calvary as the Knights are squaring off against the Mount DeSales Cavaliers. We're tied at 14 apiece here with just under 8 minutes left here to go in the third quarter. Rex Castillo, Paxton Holloway joining you here from Calvary Christian School. Again, great. It looks like it was a reason to celebrate here, Paxton, but we have flags on the play. Again, same story, different chapter, my friend. Flags
exactly.
kill you.
Exactly. Penalties, man. They kill you. They kill you. And that's a perfect example. I mean, if you don't believe what we're talking about up here, go watch that play one more time. Perfect example.
What are you going to do, right? Sometimes you just want to make sure and put a little more energy into the play, but it ends up costing your team. But here we are. The Calvary Christian scored a touchdown by Nate Stokes, his second touchdown of the game. And that means that tied the game up at 14 apiece. He had another great run, and it looks like this offense is starting to find its rhythm yet again here, Paxton. Let's see if that dynamic quarterback, Braxton Wilkinson, can find a way to get the Cavs on top here. The Knights on top here. 7:39 left here in the third quarter. 3 receivers to Braxton's left. 1 running back right behind. Rears back. Oh, fakes the pass. Fakes out one guy. And looks like the pass is down. He was looking for Sawyer. Looks like Sawyer Talbot on the right side there. He beat his defender, but the pass just a little too long. That is part of the dynamic talent this man has, Braxton. Getting out of a looked like a sure sack right there. Or if he threw that screen pass that he wanted, it would have been sure trouble for the Knights. Again, he's starting to find his rhythm here, and that's how dangerous he can be, right?
Exactly, and I hate to sound like Chris Collinsworth here, but that looked a little Mahomey there, if you ask me. He got out of that pretty well, just overthrew it. But that definitely was a highlight play waiting to happen.
100%. It would have been one that Richard needed to have on his postgame. Here in the third quarter, we're tied at 14 apiece. Braxton, 3 receivers to his left, running back to his left as well. 1 receiver up to his right. Snap is away. This time, quick pass over to Jamar Williams. He breaks 1 tackle, gets out of another one, has the first down and more. Brings a host of Cavaliers down, and he's running without his helmet now at the 20-yard line. At the 15-yard line, finally brought down. The man did not have a helmet, and with 10 more yards, we have a flag on the play. We'll find out what's going on here, but looks like a first down for the Knights.
No helmet, no problem. If you ask me, I mean, he was shrugging that off like it was nothing. I would imagine this flag goes in the Knights' favor, but we'll have to wait and see what the white hat says.
No helmet, no problem. Jamar Williams just makes plays. That's how that went. 6:51 left here in the third quarter. And so far, it's a first down for the Knights. We're going to find out what the final result is after this penalty. Hey, folks, you're watching the Master Wall Game of the Week here at Calvary. Wanted to give a big shout-out to one of our big sponsors, Glynn Smith Chevrolet GMC. Tonight's game, of course, brought to you by them. They have been the first and original presenting sponsor of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We are so thankful for them to be part of the coverage here, covering all the great games and great talent in our area. And Rex Castillo, joined here by Paxton Holloway here at Calvary Christian School. Tied at 14 apiece, Paxton, and that massive play by Jamar Williams. I'm still in shock that, I thought he was brought down. All of a sudden, there goes a helmet, but Jamar is still going.
And for a second, I thought he was going to make it all the way. I really
had
did.
Opportunity to, for sure. So we have a personal foul here, face mask by the Cavaliers. And look, another personal foul, also on the Knights. So those penalties will offset. And we're bringing it back to where we started. So as exciting as that play was, once again, the penalties get us. So officially it didn't happen, but we had a lot of fun calling that play.
Oh, absolutely. And to me, it still did happen, even though it might not say it in the books. That was very impressive.
Very impressive indeed. Braxton and his wide receivers starting to click a little bit, and maybe that's the moral of the story we can take away from there. 6:44 left here in the third quarter. 3 receivers to Braxton's left, 1 to his right. Tied at 14 apiece from their own 50-yard line. Fakes the handoff. Rolling away. Oh, my goodness. And a forward pass almost intercepted by a Mount DeSales defensive lineman. The amount of pressure the Cavaliers have gotten on Braxton has been impressive all night long because Braxton doesn't have time to set his feet and get the pass he wants off. Got to give credit to Mount DeSales and then what they're doing on that defensive line.
You're completely right. That defensive line is just eating right now, and huge stop right there to hold Calvary, and this is going to be a 4th down. So I'm interested to see what Calvary's going to do here if they decide to punt or go for it.
And it looks like the offense will head to the sideline, and that means the punt team is coming on. And look, what happened with that great play by Jamar Williams, eventually negated by all the flags that were thrown here. A tremendous job here by Mount DeSales to get pressure on Braxton, because that has been the answer to stopping this Calvary Christian offense. 6:04 left here in the third quarter, tied at 14 apiece. The Knights will punt this thing away. Mount DeSales will get another shot. Mount DeSales' offense will get another shot to get on the scoreboard yet again.
And Rex, the moral of the story on that last drive was the flags, taking back 2 huge plays.
Absolutely. Punt is away, stops at the 20-yard line, and it'll bounce out at about the, we'll say the 17-yard line right there. Decent punt there to pin Mount DeSales back a few yards. So here we go. Xavier DeShazier, one of the big quarterback for the Cavaliers, has done a tremendous job. Misdirection of running plays, misdirectional handoffs, some double reverses, or even a quarterback keeper. They have done a tremendous job controlling the clock here. And as you pointed out several times, Paxton, that Mount DeSales offensive line has dominated so far.
Yeah, and you're completely right. Where Calvary is playing with a lot of tempo, Mount DeSales is slowing it down. They're trying to make this their game. They're trying to be slow and methodical with their rushing attack, and so far it has worked. Right now, Calvary's defense is holding pretty strong, but it's only a matter of time before Mount DeSales gets back going and gets red hot with that rushing attack.
Now, so far, Mount DeSales 0-2 in the season, losing to Loganville Christian Academy in a close one, 28-26. They also lost to Deerfield Windsor, 41-10. But the way they have played here, it looks like a team that could have had a couple wins going into this one. Can't judge them by that overall record. But here come the Cavs, and it's a handoff once again. Number 19, he's been a busy man. Marcus Wilson, the second, the junior running back, gets about 2 or 3 yards. But once again, that methodical pace starting to take over for the Cavs. 5:30 left here in the third quarter. All right, here we go. But 2nd and 8. 5:17 left here in the third quarter. Mount DeSales making some changes on the offense right here. That looks like number 7, Bryson Harrell, coming into the here. The Knights defense doing what they can. They had a great 3-and-out earlier this quarter, Paxton, to give the Cavaliers another shot at getting on the board, but Cavs defense responded. This time, Xavier keeps the ball himself, spins out, but he's brought down quickly. 1 or 2 yards out, and now we face a 3rd down, and I'd say about 3rd and medium right here. Can the Knights get another 3-and-out? That'd be huge for the Knights at this point, too.
You're right. That would be very huge for the Knights, and that's a lot of what we did not see in that first half was the Knights defense holding strong on those types of plays. Mount DeSales was having their way in the first half. Right now, unable to really get a first down.
That relentless rushing attack was the answer to all the headaches for the Calvary Knights here. But 4:23 left here in the third quarter. Looks like instead of a bunch formation here, the Cavaliers will spread it out. 3 receivers to Xavier's left. To his left here. He's back, and look, here comes a screen pass, wide open space here and we have a flag or whistles going off here. It was number 4, Carter Stremby Jr., who was called with that, and we had flags being thrown, but it looked like the ball carrier, Carter Strembridge, wasn't tackled at all. But so far as it says, it's a 20-yard gain right here, so massive first down for Mount DeSales, but whistles were going off. There's a flag down there by the original line of scrimmage. The officials gathering together, and we'll try and sort this all out. But guys, make sure to follow Georgia Alabama Sports Live on all social media platforms for the latest updates on local sports in our area. You don't want to miss a game, so subscribe to all of our pages today.
And Rex, I saw a little bit of more extracurricular going on at around half field there. It's getting chippy out there. It really is.
Chippy. Hey, look, we're tied at 14 apiece. A really physical and exciting game. As we mentioned before, Calvary lost this game by a single point last season, and holding is going to be the call here for Mount DeSales, pushing them back well inside their own 20-yard line. So now a 20-yard game becomes a 10-yard deficit for Mount DeSales. They're facing, looks like, a 3rd and even longer here. 4:03 left here in the third quarter, tied at 14 apiece. This could be a massive opportunity for Calvary if they can get this stop right here to give Braxton and that dynamic offense one more chance. So, Xavier DeShazier, once again, lines up in that shotgun formation. He has 3 receivers to his right, one to his left. Here, and the clock continues to tick. 3:45 left here in the third quarter. Xavion rolling out to his right, looking for a man. Tosses this one out of bounds. That'll look like it'll be a fourth down here. Hey, great job here by the Cavalry defense. This is a stop they needed to get. This is a second, third, and 3 and out this quarter, after they were just pretty much manhandled in that first half by that Mount DeSales rushing attack. How impressed are you on this one so far?
I'm very impressed with how well Calvary's defense has improved. They're playing like everybody expected them to play tonight. Started out a little bit slow, but right now, on fire.
On fire indeed. Again, this defense, they call themselves the Donut Boys. They wanted a shutout in every game they play, and not the case here, but, you know, this is a team that flies around, wants to make a bunch of plays. Nate Osborne, a guy who played some quarterback but has really found himself as a middle linebacker, put on some weight in the offseason, leading that defense as well. As important as it is to have a guy like Braxton leading your offense, a guy like Nate Osborne, who's also a captain, as a middle linebacker, is a tremendous asset to have. All right, it looks like a legal man downfield. That penalty is declined, so it'll be fourth down, and here comes the punt team for Mount DeSales. 3:35 left here in the third quarter. We've been at a little bit of a stalemate, but it's been an exciting game back and forth because both teams have had some dynamic plays. We say it again and again and again, Paxton, these penalties hurting both sides of the ball right now.
Exactly, and I think we've said it a million times tonight, and we might say it a million more, but it's completely true. The penalties are what's killing these drives on offense, and these defenses are definitely taking advantage of it.
Absolutely. 3:35 left here. And Mount DeSales got out to an early start with 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. They've been held off the scoreboard since then. And all right, a big punt is away. Receiver is back and received at the 40-yard line. Believe that is number 5. Oh, my goodness. It would look like he has a punt return for a big hit at the 1-yard line. Is that a touchdown? Looks like a final decision is waiting here. Wow, I believe that was Ja'Carry Harris who wrangled that punt in from the 40-yard line. Almost went to the house. Looks like it was pushed out about the 2-yard line. You could not ask for better field position here for Calvary right now to try and take the lead in this game. 3 minutes left here in the third quarter.
Ja'Carry Harris so far having an incredible second half. I mean, third quarter. He is on fire right now. Has caught some passes. Unfortunately, got some taken back. That was a huge return there, and Calvary now in prime position to take the lead here in this game.
Knocking on the door here for Calvary. Brought down at the 2-yard line, Paxton. 2:45 left here in the third quarter. We're tied at 14 apiece, but the Knights knocking on the door could possibly take the lead right here. All right, in that familiar shotgun formation, Braxton waiting for the snap. Hands it off. Could that be a hat trick? No. Oh, my goodness. Nate Stokes has been a man who's found all of the touchdowns for the Knights so far tonight, but he stopped well behind the line of scrimmage. So second down and goal with 2:19 left here in the third quarter.
And that was very well done by Mount DeSales defense to not let Nate Stokes keep on eating. They're trying to stop his momentum and get Calvary to earn the touchdown in a different way.
Nate Stokes has been the answer for the scoring woes here for Calvary, a team that put up 40 points in their previous win, only 14 so far as we crawl under 2 minutes under left here in the third quarter. 3 receivers to Braxton's right. Nate Stokes now lines up to his right. Looking for final adjustments right here. Braxton sends a man in motion. That ball is away. And it looks like it's going to be a keeper for Braxton. He's going to find the end zone. The quarterback does it himself. Calvary takes the lead with 1:36 left here in the third quarter. We have talked about his arm so much, throwing for 400 yards last game, showing that the man is more than just the passer there, Paxton. Braxton puts the Knights on top 20-14 with 1:36 left here in the third quarter. Pending this extra point, it's away and through the uprights. The Knights take the 21-14 lead. Incredible drive there. Started off by a punt return by one Ja'Carry Harris. Brought it from the 40 down to the 2-yard line after a couple of plays. You know what? Braxton said, you guys have done enough work. I got this one. Takes it in for the touchdown, and now the Knights lead 21-14.
Exactly, and Braxton, great use of his legs there. Very smart play by Wilkinson and by Calvary, and that's what they need to do against this Mount DeSales defense. They need to be able to keep them on their toes guessing what's going to happen next, just like they've been doing to the Calvary defense.
That's an excellent point right there, because Braxton could have easily tried to force a bad pass, probably try to add to his total with a passing touchdown. But look, the man said, look, I have an opportunity. Let me take it. I just need to get my team ahead on the board right here. Knights lead 21-14 with 1:36 left here in the third quarter. Hey, we also wanted to give a big shout out to one of our big sponsors, Glynn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika. Glynn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika, the original presenting sponsor on Georgia Alabama Sports Live, driving local sports forward, providing you with great platforms like this. Got to give a great shout out to all of the people behind the scenes as well, helping make Georgia Alabama Sports broadcast happen for you right at home. All right, folks, the Knights now lead 21-14. This kickoff is underway. Can Mount DeSales respond? All right, that is number 19, Marcus Wilson with the return. Finding some daylight here, but he will be stopped right there at the Mount DeSales 30-yard line. Starting to get a little chippy down there. Of course, it is an intense game. And, folks, we're going to take a quick break right here. Thank you for watching us right here at Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Even though I'm away at college, Kinetic Credit Union is still the best way for me to stay connected here and at home. With the Kinetic mobile app, I have control of my accounts wherever I go. I can easily transfer money between internal and external accounts, get money faster by setting up recurring transfers, and I can find the nearest ATM or branch right from my phone. Plus, I can add my Kinetic cards to my phone's digital wallet and enjoy quick, secure, contactless payments. By the way, Mom, I need some more money.
Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
Welcome back, everybody, to Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Joining you here from Calvary Christian School as the Knights just took the lead 21-14 thanks to a Braxton rushing touchdown. That, of course, is Braxton Wilkinson, who had a tremendous game through the air. But here comes Mount DeSales. This time, Xavion will complete a pass. It's one of the few passes we've seen here, Paxton, from Mount DeSales. But a flag is thrown on the play. We'll find out what the penalty is here. So Matthew Chestnut right there making the big stop after about a 4-yard gain for Mount DeSales. Again, this game has been mostly a ground attack for the Cavaliers here, Paxton, and it kind of catches you off guard when they do throw a pass, but that's one of the things. This team has done a tremendous job keeping the Calvary defense on their toes.
Yeah, and they're mixing up more pass calls now. I feel like they did a really good job of making Calvary think and expect run, and now they're trying to mix in a couple little pass plays, get them shaken up, mixed up, and right now it's not working.
Xavion, a great athlete right there, but holding called on the Cavaliers pushes them back deeper into their own territory. Looks like they'll snap this one from inside their own 20-yard line. Couple adjustments being made here on the Cavaliers offense. 2 wide receivers in motion right now. 1:07 left here in the third quarter. As the Knights now lead this one 21-14. Under a minute to go now. Xavion with a snap. Hands this one off. Nope, he keeps it himself, calls his own number, but he is brought down quickly after about a 2-yard gain. This Knights defense is starting to fly.
Yeah, and they've definitely strengthened up since the first half. That halftime break, I don't know what happened, but this is a completely different Calvary football team right now.
Emmanuel Brunson and his staff putting in the hard work to make those adjustments necessary, and it has resulted in a 21-14 lead as we are 30 seconds until the fourth quarter. All right, Xavion and the Cavs offense getting their instructions from the sideline. 18 seconds left here in the third quarter. We're kind of debating if they'll even run a play here. But Xavion getting ready to take the snap. Snap is away. 9 seconds left here in the third quarter, but ball carrier quickly brought down. Wait, no, he's still on his feet. And there goes Wilson. Nothing but green grass and Georgia sky in front of him. He's at the 40, 35, but he's eventually brought down inside the Calvary 30-yard line. What a great play. Almost Michael Dyer-ish compared for you Auburn fans out there. Incredible play. And now the Cavs lined up in deep Knights territory. We're heading to the fourth and final quarter. You're watching Georgia Alabama Sports Live here from Calvary School, but uh-oh, folks, that thing's coming all the way back. Let's recap this before we head to break.
Imagine a life-changing injury. Imagine the fear and unknown. The Hughston Clinic Sports Medicine Team, the only physicians in the area with advanced certification in orthopedic sports medicine, treats sports injuries with innovative techniques. The Hughston Clinic has helped nearly 1 million athletes live without pain. Imagine getting back in the game. Imagine the best game of your life. The Hughston Clinic Sports Medicine Team.
At Jack Hughston Memorial Hospital, our focus is you. Even though we performed more than 1,300 joint replacements last year, we treat you like you are our only patient. Your surgeon explains your joint replacement, so nothing is a surprise. Our team knows your treatment plan, and we work together to get you back on your feet again. That's why our hospital is recognized year after year as a leader in patient satisfaction and quality of care. Jack Hughston Memorial Hospital. Excellence, always.
Hey folks, welcome back to Georgia Alabama Sports Live here at Calvary Christian School as Mount DeSales and Calvary Christian duking it out, and we're now in the fourth and final quarter. And look, for the ultimate wrap-up of Georgia high school football, you don't want to miss the GIAA High School Scoreboard Show presented by the Beck Center. Richard Holdridge, Thurp Behringer will get you caught up on all the action from every corner of the state live tonight on the GIAA Facebook page and GIAA.tv. We're having a ton of fun here at Calvary Christian. Rex Castillo, Paxton Holloway joining you from the booth here. It is 21-14 Cavalry, but all of a sudden, Paxton, we saw kind of a crazy sequence to end the third quarter there. We thought that number 19, Marcus Wilson, for Mount DeSales, he was tackled, and then all of a sudden, the play didn't stop. He all of a sudden took off for a massive gain, putting the Cavs inside Cavalry territory, but it's got called back.
It did, and I was looking at it wondering if the refs were going to do something about it. There was a lot of wrestling going on, a lot more extracurricular. You know, we've been talking about how chippy this game is, how deep this game is right now, almost like they're playing a rivalry game. But this wrestling going on, this extracurricular stuff, it's got to stop.
Oh, it does eventually, because, look, you're shooting yourself in the foot here. I mean, look, we're here at college football. It almost looks like that's something that would happen in almost an Iron Bowl, right? Like a massive gain here, but someone has to throw one last shot here. And I can't really clarify what exactly happened, but all we know is that Mount DeSales, that massive gain got negated. So now to start this fourth and final quarter, as Calvary leads 21-14, Mount DeSales with a third and long. All right, Mount DeSales, here comes Avion. Avoids some pressure, looking for a man downfield, throws it up and throws it out of bounds, so that one will be incomplete. It's another fourth down for the Cavs.
And again, penalties halt the drive. Big plays are being had by Mount DeSales and Calvary, but they get called back because of something stupid. There's, I mean, to put it very plainly, these are penalties. These are penalties.
Is very warranted right now.
It is, but these penalties can easily be avoidable, is what I'm trying to say. These are not very smart penalties. These are stuff that it's just discipline stuff, and both teams just they got to be better. But I understand, because we've talked about it. This game was so deep last year. 1 point loss.
1 point, a single point.
Yeah.
And you know that's got to drive you crazy here. Well, 11:45 left here in the fourth and final quarter. Mount DeSales lining up to punt this one away. Ball is in the air. This one looks like it's going to go back to Jakari. He was brought down at the 2-yard line to set them the Knights up for that go-ahead touchdown. He's got some daylight. He's at the 40, the 45, avoids another tackle. He's got nothing but green grass in front of him. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a touchdown for the Cavaliers. That is Jamar Williams there, folks. Another dangerous weapon for the Knights. You got to see if there's any flags on the field. Doesn't look like it, folks. Just like that, the Knights have extended their lead 27-14.
And Rex, I was just about to say, the biggest thing there, no flags, no holdings, no blocks in the back. Great play, exactly what Calvary needed. Mount DeSales got to get back on the field and have an answer. I believe that they're about to come out. They're about to have a rushing attack we haven't seen yet, It's going to be strong.
It's going to be strong. Mount DeSales will need to respond to get back into this one. But so far, extra point is up and good. Calvary Christian now leads this one 28-14 with 11:24 left here in the fourth quarter. We're going to take a quick break here. You're watching Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We'll see you after the break.
Real recognize real. Real taste, unmistakably Sprite. Real refreshment, crisp lemon lime. Sprite. Obey your thirst.
Hey folks, welcome back here to Calvary Christian School as the Calvary Christian Knights now lead 28-14 over the Mount DeSales Cavaliers here. Hey folks, at the end of the game, we got to present this to we got to present an All-State Good Hands player of the game. But for our Alex Quinney, All-State Good Hands player of the game, my apologies, Alex. But we got to tell you, a guy like Jamar Williams, who just brought that thing from the house off a punt, could qualify to be the player of the game there, Paxton. How electric was that? This place started roaring.
Oh, yeah, and that got everybody up. Everybody might have been sitting down. Not right there. Everybody was on their feet.
Hey, look, you saw the sign, if you ain't lit, you can't sit here, and the student section was going crazy. All right, folks, but here comes Mount DeSales. They'll get an opportunity to respond as this kick is away with 11:24 left here in the fourth and final quarter. Looks like the Cavs were about to return that one, but it's whistled back for a touchback, so the Cavs will start this drive on their own 20-yard line. So let's recap this here. A great drive by the Cavs was derailed by, at the end of that third quarter, by a flag. Eventually that turned into a defensive stop by Calvary. That resulted in a punt, and then Jamar Williams, a freshman, I believe, takes this thing to the house and extends the Knights' lead to 2 touchdowns. This game has everything, doesn't it?
This is electric, and this is right here exactly how you want to kick off a long weekend. Great, perfect football weather, may I add. I mean, it's great out there. I don't even know if the boys are working up a sweat, but that was huge. That was exactly what Calvary needed.
All right, well, here go the Cavs to hand off to their dangerous weapon. Once again, that's Wilson. He finds some daylight. It looks like about a 20-yard gain right there. Marcus Wilson, the second, a junior running back, has been a busy man for the Cavaliers. Paxton, you called it. It looks like Mount DeSales wanted to come out with a dangerous and lethal rushing attack to respond to what just happened to their special teams. And here they are, already set up close to the 50-yard line with 11:15 left here in the fourth quarter. All right, so 11:15 left here in the fourth quarter. The Cavs lining this one up for after their first down run, a huge run by Wilson. Xavier snaps away. Once again, handed off to Wilson. This man, I've almost lost count of how many snaps or how many carries he has, but he has been a tremendous weapon for the Cavs. Always dangerous to make a play happen.
Oh, absolutely, and he's running like a man with a purpose right now. He is trying to get Mount DeSales right back in this game, and that first carry, that proves his heart, how deep he's into this game, and he's going to do all he can to get them back in.
Absolutely. Everything he can to make sure that the Cavs have a fighting shot to get back into this one. But here we go. 10:38 left here in the fourth quarter. Mount DeSales getting their instructions from the sideline. Can they get back into this one? They now trail 28-14 thanks to a Jamar Williams punt return for a touchdown. 10:26 left here in the fourth and final quarter. Xavier sends a man in motion, takes a snap. Looks like he'll pass. He will find a pass, but it bounces off the receiver's hands, make it a 3rd down and 9. And Paxton, you mentioned this too, like we've expected run after run after run from this Cavs defense. You got to be careful for those passing threats as well.
You do, and that easily could have been a first down right there. Just deflected off of the receiver's body, and that's something that can be fixed and will be fixed, I believe. I think that Mount DeSales is going to keep calling these passing plays. They're going to keep mixing up these play calls to try to keep Calvary on their toes, and that's what they need to be doing right now. Down 2 scores, they need to do anything that they can to get into that end zone.
Absolutely, you're right. All right, 10 minutes left here in the game. Now, Cavs looking to respond here as they trail by 2 touchdowns. 3rd down and 9 according to the scoreboard. Xavier DeSager, who's been doing everything he can to lead his team back into the mix here, fakes the handoff. Rears back, decides to call his own number, but here come the Knights. 3, 4, 5. A whole host of Knights decide to stand up. The Shazier there to stop that threat. And it looks like it could be another 3 and out for the Cavaliers here. Big time stand for the Calvary Christian Knights with 9:30 left here in the fourth quarter. What a difference at halves here, Paxton, for this Calvary Christian defense. They looked like they were getting run over and manhandled in that first half. Second half, different story.
Exactly, and that defense led by Darnell Hamilton up front and Nate Osborne, the linebacker. It's a completely different team out here that we're watching right now in this second half. This Calvary Knights team right now is showing what people were expecting out of them to begin with.
The Donut Boy defense starting to show up here and force. Hey, folks, we also wanted to catch you up on some college football scores. Auburn now leading 17-10 over Baylor in Waco as they reach halftime. But here in the Fountain City, it's 8:45 left here in the fourth and final quarter. Calvary leads 28-14. Hey, last time this happened, Jamar Williams took this thing back to the house. What will Mount DeSales do here? Punt it's going to be kept here, and the punter giving themselves some extra room, punts this thing towards the 20-yard line, and they will let it roll out at the 22-yard line. Great pressure there by the Calvary special teams. Could have turned interesting. Hey, we'll take a quick break here at Georgia Alabama Sports Live from Calvary Christian School as the Knights lead 28-14. We'll see you after the break.
Here they come! More big transport trucks full of new GMC trucks and SUVs to Glynn Smith and Opelika. Choose from a huge selection of the best-selling full-size GMC Sierras, discounted up to $12,750 off. New GMC Terrains with a fresh design, a spacious interior, and safety features, discounted up to $4,000 off MSRP. Plus, enjoy no payments until November at Glynn Smith GMC in Opelika. Get ready to drive and get ready to smile.
Hey, folks, welcome back here to Georgia Alabama Sports Live as the Calvary Christian Knights are now on the move with 8:29 left here in the fourth and final quarter. They're leading 28-14. Rex Castillo and Paxton Holloway joining you from the booth. But Braxton with the snap, hands it off to Nate Stokes. This man has 2 touchdowns on the night already. Finds some daylight, and he's dragged down, but also drags the defender a couple yards. Make that 2nd down and 4. This man takes it takes a defender a while to take him down. He might not be the biggest dude on the field, but he doesn't go down easily, does he?
Oh, no, he's definitely not the biggest, but he is very strong. It does look like we have a player down, though.
Oh, folks, we're going to take a quick break here for an injury timeout. We'll be back right after this.
Imagine making your dreams a reality, achieving your goals and aspirations, and having a financial partner that understands your dreams never sleep. At Kinetic Credit Union, we're more than just a bank. We're 40,000 members strong with local service, personal connections, and a nationwide network. Leading-edge technology to help you make financial decisions easier, smarter, and safer. We are Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to Georgia Alabama Sports Live here at Calvary Christian School. That was a Jack Hughston Memorial Hospital injury timeout, and good news is it looks like the Mount DeSales player is able to get up on his own. But right now, Calvary Christian Knights lead 28-14 with 8:12 left in this game. Paxton Holloway and Rex Castillo joining you from the booth. Paxton, this one game 7-6 in the favor of Mount DeSales, and that intensity is carried over to this season as well.
It definitely has, and this game has been very chippy. Braxton Wilkinson he wasn't there last year, and this year he is. Coming off of that 400-yard game, he started out slow, but now he's gotten into this game, and he is really helping Calvary out, mix up these play calls, and get them down the field.
All right, Braxton, who already has a rushing touchdown of his own and has plenty of passes through the air, dangerous with his arm and his legs this game, but now lines up in that shotgun formation as he has all game. 3 receivers to his right, 1 running back to his right, 1 receiver to his left. Quick pass out there. There goes Peyton Holloway, but a great break up there. That is number 7, Bryson Harrell for Mount DeSales. Broke up that almost screen-like pass right there. Ball falls incomplete. Make that 3rd down for.
That one was almost picked off there by Monumental for them.
A great way to describe
More
that.
than huge. Monumental.
Monumental. Look at the big brain on Paxton. No, I'm kidding, my friend. That is an outstanding description right there because, again, in a game that has had so many swings for both teams. It takes that one play to make all the difference in the world. 7:39 left now in the fourth quarter. Here comes Braxton. Takes the snap. It's a pitch off to Jamar Williams, who had already had a touchdown right now. Oh, excuse me, that's Jakari Harris. He is dragging about 3 or 4 defenders past that first down marker. So give it a new set of downs for the Knights here. First down for the Knights, and now they're starting to play a little bit of clock management right now as the Cavs have done all game long. They've done it effectively right here at Paxton. A new set of downs here for the Knights as the clock continues to tick, but the Knights lead 28-14.
Yeah, and clock management right now is going to be their best friend. They don't have to rush anything. They don't have to play that normal tempo that they do. Right now they need to take a mountain sales approach to this offensive drive and just slow things down. Let time drip down on the clock.
Clock is your friend right now. 7th quarter. Braxton and the Knights line up on offense. Takes the snap. Another handoff to Jakari. He's got some daylight on his right side. Down to the 30, 35. He's definitely in Cav territory now. He's at the 40. Brought down at the 38-yard line with 6:55 left here in the fourth and final quarter. Excuse me, that was Jamar Williams. Jamar Williams is the young man who brought that punt return to the house to give the Knights 28-14 lead. And my goodness, the Knights definitely starting to roll at this point. Hey, folks, we're going to also update you that, this game may end here in a few minutes, but for the ultimate wrap-up of Georgia high school football, don't miss the GIAA High School Scoreboard Show presented by the Beck Center. Richard and Thrift will get you caught up on action from every corner of the state. But we've had some great action here at Calvary Christian as the Knights now lead 28-14 and are marching in Mountain Sales territory. Braxton, dangerous quarterback, and has proven to be such a revelation for the Knights this season. But this time it's a handoff to Nate Stokes. Though always reliable and rough and tough running back. Guess what, Paxton? Another 4 to 5 yards for him.
And like I said earlier, coach's best friend right there. If you can get 4 to 5 yards of carry as a running back at any level, that is amazing.
It really is. Look, 4 to 5 yards. You keep doing the math, hand it off to him 3 times. It's just going to be a first down. It's a machine at this point. 6:10 left here in the fourth and final quarter as the Knights hold on to a 14-point lead. Braxton Wilkinson has been a tremendous leader for this team so far, but now he has 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Receiver goes in motion at this point. Braxton with the snap. Goes Stokes again. Maybe a 2 or 3 yard gain at this point. But once now, the Calvary Christian Knights playing a much different pace compared to their high-flying offense earlier in this game as the clock continues to tick. It's 5:40 left here in the fourth and final frame, but it is a 3rd down for the Knights. 3rd down and 7. We have 5:30 left here in the fourth quarter. Paxton, I've been so impressed by this second half adjustments. The Knights come out completely different mission, a different sense of urgency here, and now have a 14-point lead, trying to put this one away for them.
Exactly. You talked about the defense, the Donut Boys up there. And
yeah.
Wanting to put out shutouts they have in the second half.
Good point right there. Braxton avoids some pressure, rolls to his left, avoids more pressure, but here come Mountain Sales trying to get to him, finds a man for a first down and more. Here it comes. Could the Knights go up one more time? That is another Calvary touchdown. Make it 34-14 with 4:57 left in the fourth quarter. Ladies and gentlemen, the super senior Luke Scoggins finds the end zone right there. And Braxton Wilkinson shows why he is so dangerous back there. Buying time, avoiding pressure, and finds Luke Scoggins in. If you give Luke Scoggins the ball in some space, most likely may end up in a score. Touchdown Knights.
And that play right there showing that Braxton Wilkinson ability to play well beyond his years. That was a very veteran college-like performance there at the quarterback position. That play right there was huge from him, and I expect that to probably be on his highlight reel.
I definitely put it on there for sure. All right, folks, now, as that extra point is good, the Calvary Christian Knights now lead 35-14. We're going to take a quick break here at Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We'll see you after the break.
Imagine a life-changing injury. Imagine the fear and unknown. The Hughston Clinic Sports Medicine Team, the only physicians in the area with advanced certification in orthopedic sports medicine, treats sports injuries with innovative techniques. The Hughston Clinic has helped nearly 1 million athletes live without pain. Imagine getting back in the game. Imagine the best game of your life. The Hughston Clinic Sports Medicine Team.
Hey folks, welcome back here to Calvary Christian as the Knights now lead 34-14 over Mount DeSales. Rex Castillo joined by Paxton Holloway here at the booth at Calvary Christian. Guys, as the clock starts to tick down, we're also going to announce the Alex Quinney All-State Good Hands Player of the Game coming up. Paxton, we have several players who can contend for this award right now. What an impressive show out for the Calvary Christian Knights. All right, this kickoff is fielded by the Cavaliers. Looks like they'll have some opportunities here as that is number 7, Bryson Harrell, brings it up to about the 40-yard line. But as of right now, 4:49 left here in the fourth and final quarter. A great connection from Braxton Wilkinson to Luke Scoggins. On that play, we saw what makes Braxton so special. Able to, calculate or see what's going on with the pressure, buy some time, and eventually find one of your best and most reliable receivers for another score.
Exactly, and for Luke Scoggins just to be patient right there, sit, get open, and then go. But Wilkinson to be able to find him with all that pressure coming on him, that was an incredible play. We were just discussing it. That was an incredible play.
Really a highlight play. And Emmanuel Brunson, as we were talking to him earlier before this game started, he pretty much said that Braxton Wilkinson is just different. And the way he's playing, he has Calvary playing on such a high level that they can play in the GIAA. And even Coach Brunson said we could probably play at the GHSA level. Pretty confident in his boys right now, and you see why in the second half. 4:49 left here in the fourth and final quarter as Mount DeSales trails 34-14. They haven't been able to find the end zone just yet as quarterback Xavier DeShazer trying to bully his way for more yards, but gets about 1 or 2 right there. Again, this defense prides themselves on shutouts. While they didn't get a shutout in the first half, Paxton, you brought it up. This has been a second half shutout for the Dono boys in Calvary Christian.
It has, and that defensive line, all credit to them, because Mount DeSales O-line in that first half, they were opening up holes. They were doing whatever they wanted to do. But the defense from Calvary now, watching the ball very closely, so those trick plays, we saw a double reverse handoff just a minute ago, they get stopped. And so that's huge there for Calvary.
All right, folks, we got a timeout on the field, and we're going to take a timeout with them. You're watching Georgia Alabama Sports Live from Calvary Christian School. We'll see you after the break.
At Jack Hughston Memorial Hospital, our focus is you. Even though we performed more than 1,300 joint replacements last year, we treat you like you are our only patient. Your surgeon explains your joint replacement, so nothing is a surprise. Our team knows your treatment plan, and we work together to get you back on your feet again. That's why our hospital is recognized year after year as a leader in patient satisfaction and quality of care. Jack Hughston Memorial Hospital. Excellence, always.
Hey folks, welcome back to Georgia Alabama Sports Live. You're watching the Master Wall Game of the Week at Calvary. That's presented by Glynn Smith Chevy GMC, Coca-Cola, Kinetic Credit Union, and Jack Hughston Memorial Hospital and Hughston Clinic, as the Calvary Christian Knights have a commanding 34-14 lead over Mount DeSales. We have 4:15 left in this game. Rex Castillo, joined by Paxton Holloway, a proud Calvary Christian alum here, class of 2023. How happy are you to see your team doing what they're doing right now?
This is awesome to see, especially after a down year last year. I don't think it's just me, but the students, the fans, everybody's excited.
Look, this Mount DeSales tried a unique handoff right there to Marcus Wilson, who's been such a dangerous weapon for the Cavs, but he's brought down on the backfield. Make it third down and long now with 3:52 left here in the fourth and final quarter. The Donut Boys have lived up to their name in at least the second half here, Paxton. No score for the Cavs in the second half after scoring 14 in the first quarter.
You're right, and my question to you is, do you think they deserve that box of donuts?
Oh, you know what? I think it qualifies for that. The kind of resilience that they've showed here in the second half, because you brought it up earlier. Mount DeSales everything was clicking for them. It was so much misdirection, unique handoffs, different calls to confuse the defense. At this point, it looks like Calvary has figured it out, and another penalty pushes the Cavaliers back even further into their own territory. All right, folks, with 3:39 left here in the fourth and final quarter, we want to remind you to follow Georgia Alabama Sports Live on all social media platforms for the latest updates on local sports in our area. Be sure that you don't miss a game and subscribe to all the pages later today. 3:39 left here in this game, and it is a 20-point lead for the Calvary Christian Knights. They have shut out the Cavs in this second half. A double handoff right here, and it goes nowhere this time. Another tackle in the backfield. Calvary now puts the Cavs in a massive 4th down right here. The scoreboard says 3rd and 35. It might as well be, 3rd and Auburn at this point.
Yeah.
Paxton, but 3:20 left here in the 4th quarter, and looks like the punt team is coming out for the Cavaliers. And here's the pickle that you're in. You're in a situation where you don't want to kick it back to Calvary because they were able to score a touchdown here with Jamar Williams and Jakari Harris lined up there. 2 dangerous weapons who could take this thing back to the house as we take under 3 minutes to go. I'm still thinking Jamar Williams' punt return for a touchdown is so electric. We have the place roaring right now. All right. Mount Sales punter in a little bit of trouble, buys himself some time, and this punt is a lot shorter than they wanted right here. It looks like the Knights will be set up. Looks like the official puts them at the 35-yard line of Mount Sales. Again, this is a position you're grateful for if you're a Calvary Christian Knight.
Absolutely, and once again, it looked like Mount Sales was wanting to fake punt there, but Calvary all over it. What more can you say? They're all over it right now.
It is completely their way, folks. We have 2:40 left here in the 4th and final quarter. Coming up in a few moments, we will announce our Alex Quinney All-State Good Hands Player of the Game. We have so many signature moments here, so many people stepping up. I think the depth of this team, Paxton, has been really showcased in the second half. You can't focus on just one guy. It has been multiple guys stepping up and really determined to change the fortunes around for Calvary Christian this season. That's what has impressed me the most so far in this game.
Exactly, and it's not just a one-way affair for Calvary. It's not just the Braxton Wilkinson show. It's everybody. Everybody's getting involved here.
All right, folks, it looks like Braxton Wilkinson has taken a seat here as the Cavs now lead 34-14. That looks like Josh Steed down there taking the snaps, but it helps when you have a running back like Jakari Harris, the big boy, falls forward for about a 4-yard gain. All right, with 2:25 left here in the 4th and final quarter, where it looks like the Calvary Christian Knights are going to be coasting here as they lead 34-14. All right, folks, it looks like we have 2:08 left here in the 4th and final quarter as the Knights lead 34-14. They're deep inside Mount Sales territory. What an incredible showcase for the Knights in this second half, Paxton. It has been a tale of 2 halves. It looked like they were overwhelmed, but hey, Jakari Harris has some daylight. Going to the left side, makes 1 or 2 men miss. He's brought down inside the 10-yard line.
And so many players for Calvary having a great night. Jakari Harris, Jamar Williams, Nathan Stokes, Braxton Wilkinson. There's so much depth.
And you didn't even mention Luke Scoggins.
Luke Scoggins with a touchdown. So much depth on this Calvary offense right now. But this defense, I think, is the story of the game. This turnaround that they have had in this second half has just been amazing.
I have to agree with you, my friend, because, again, nothing happens in the second half without the Donut Boys pitching a shutout in the second half. Congratulations to them. 1:37 left here in the 4th and final quarter. It's another handoff. Looks like to Jamar Williams, and he is stuffed in the backfield this time as a host of Cavaliers bring him down. 1:29 left here in the 4th and final quarter. Hey, folks, it's about time to announce our Alex Quinney All-State Good Hands Player of the Game. Congratulations, Jamar Williams. You are the player of the game. Look, this could have gone to a number of people, but I think Jamar's punt return for a touchdown, which looked like it came out of nowhere after they were in that stalemate back and forth, it really blew the top off of this game, and it firmly gave Calvary Christian the win for this one. And now as they march towards that the second win of the season, they lead 34-14 with a minute left to go. You brought it up, too, though. We could have given this award to the entire defense, Paxton. Handoff here. Looks like to Jakari. Big fella. Looks like he may have dropped the ball here. Was that Jamar right there? Jakari Harris right there on the handoff. And fumble on the play. But with 47 seconds left to go, Calvary can pretty much cruise to a big-time win. A game that was only 13 combined points last season, Paxton. Now we're in the 30s for Calvary Christian.
Yeah, and, back-to-back games with over 30 points for Calvary. That hasn't happened in a long time, really since that state championship team a few years ago. And this Calvary team, it looks special. It does. The ball's in their court. It's just up to it's up to the players and it's up to the coaching staff headed by Coach Brunson. What are they going to do with it? And me personally, from what I've seen tonight, the future's bright for the Calvary Knights.
Absolutely. They're going to move on to 2-0. We are 40 seconds left in this one, but Calvary leads this one 34-14. A big point that Coach Brunson had mentioned, a model this year has been hard work and God's work. Two things that they relied on, relying on their faith. They understood how bad things were last season, how dark times were there. Not a lot of people believing in what Emmanuel Brunson and his staff could do. Totally different story this next season. More talent is bought in, but the buy-in from the players, the buy-in from the coaches, and the buy-in from the community. You're 2-0 heading in 2 games, scoring over 30 points. Last time, as you just mentioned it, last time they did that, ended in a pretty special season for Calvary. And we're going to count this thing down. You can hear the cheers in the crowd. That is your final score. Calvary improves to 2-0. They win this one 34-14. Paxton, any final thoughts?
Just the future is looking good for the Calvary Knights. Mountain to Sales, though, great performance in that first half. It's just the second half, Calvary figured something out. Mountain Sales unable to capitalize on it. Great win by Calvary.
Hey, man, we have the fireworks going off in the end zone, and there were plenty of fireworks on the gridiron as well. I'm Rex Castillo. That's Paxton Holloway. Thank you so much for joining us right here at Georgia, Alabama Sports Live. Again, your final score, Calvary Christian 34, Mountain Sales 14. Wanted to give a big shout out to all of our sponsors, Glynn Smith Chevy GMC, Coca-Cola, Kinetic Credit Union, Jack Hughston Memorial, and Hughston Clinic. You are such a big part of what we're trying to do here at Georgia, Alabama Sports Live, highlighting all the incredible talent and the kids who put in all this hard work here every Friday night. Congratulations again to Calvary Christian. Be sure to check out the post-game show at GIAA YouTube page with Thrift and Richard Holders, who do. Look, they're going to have an ultimate wrap-up of Georgia high school football. Don't miss the GIAA High School Scoreboard Show that's presented by the Beck Center. Our guys, Richard and Thrift, will get you caught up on all the action from every corner of the state. It's going to be live tonight on the GIAA Facebook page and GIAA.tv. For Paxton Holloway, I'm Rex Castillo. Thank you so much for joining us here. Cavalry on top, 34-14. Have a great night, everybody.